So today, like I said, we are doing Steve Jackson's Sorcery, Book 2, Khare, Cityport of Traps. Where we left off last time, let's take a look at our map. So where we left off last time, we basically left here, and we kind of did like a little zigzag, and we went through we helped a lady through out of a cage. She was put in there by the elves, or the elvins, and then we helped the half-orc tribe reclaim the chieftain's daughter, and that basically put us right here at the entrance. And we did like a whole bunch of shit along the way. We trusted a witch, even though she thought we would not trust her, and switch the cups, but we didn't switch the cups, and we died twice, and then we started cheating. And I didn't cap my HP at 13. We just kind of kept going up and up and up. And you know what? I kind of don't give a shit. I think I'm going to keep playing like that because I feel like that's more fun. I'm playing on story mode, everybody. If Hollow Knight Silk Song had an easy mode, maybe I would have chosen it. That's not true. Bro, my cat has allergies. And so he's sneezing and huffing and blowing all the time. But the problem with him is that he doesn't give a fuck about where he sneezes. And so, he's just he'll stand on my bed and sneeze. Or he'll stand in my face. Like last night, I was laying on my back and he was on my chest and I was holding him. And I was kissing him. And he sneezed on my fucking face. Hi, Alex. Welcome. You're just in time. So yeah, this is Sorcery, Book 2. Let's go ahead and begin. Steve Jackson's Sorcery, Khare, Cityport of Traps. And we've already read all of this. Khare, Cityport of Traps, is the second adventurer in the Sorcery series, following the Shamutanti Hills, which we did a couple days ago. But Sorcery has been designed so that each adventure is playable in its own right, whether or not readers have been through the previous ones. If you are new to Sorcery, you may prefer to start your adventure from the very beginning. The first adventure, the Shamutanti Hills, is available in the Sorcery Spellbook as a 2-book slipcase set published by Penguin Books. Khare is, however, a complete adventure within a city. New players will find all the information they need, together with an adventure sheet at the beginning of this book. Readers who are now on the second stage of their journey will be able to skip over the rules section and plunge straight into the adventure. Their characters, equipment, and experience must be carried over from the previous adventure. That's us. Okay, so this is all the same stuff. How to fight, all the whatever, how to use magic. A somehow worse scan of the character sheet. The Legend of the Crown of Kings. The map. It looks like in the middle they really lose a lot of resolution there, don't they? But damn, that does look like a real book, especially on stream. Okay, so if I remember correctly, we have a key. We have page number 102. Oh, we don't have that anymore. We do not have page number 102 anymore. Because we gave it to the lady after she tried to poison us. We have Flanker, page 79, book 2. Khare, page 12, start. From the Iron Key. Okay, so let's go find out what's on page 79 and see if that's something we do now. 79. Flanker, the assassin you met near Torapani, arrived in Khare a day ahead of you. If you arrive at either of the references listed below, you may bump into him and talk with him. Okay, let's start some new paperwork. Ba-ba-ba-bam. My camera is so tall now, I feel like I'm looking all the way up. My room is a really interesting color with all these lights on. Okay, so Flanker is at page 224, or 244. If I arrive at 224, then turn to 111. If I arrive at 110, turn to 222. Okay. And so we've done flanker now. Now we do page 12 start with the iron key. No idea what the iron key does. Taking the key from your pack, you carefully insert it into the lock. Okay, hold on. What starts at number 1? I want to read this first. Khare, the city of chaos and gateway to the backlands. Below you, at the foot of the Shamutanti Hills, sprawls the walled Cityport, slashed viciously by the great Jabaji River. Halfway down the hills, you pause to survey your destination. Legend has it that Khare arose around the only ford across the Jabaji between Lake Lumley and the sea. It's probably Lumley, but this is an unlikely tale. More probable are the stories of river pirates camping in the area, waiting to ambush the small sailing vessels which carried their cargoes of fish between Lake Lumley and the Kakabad Sea. Whatever the reasons, Khare grew. As the camp became a village and the village a city, Khare became a magnet for the ne'er-do-wells of the backlands and the Shamutantis, a multitude of malevolent creatures who would kill you for the laces from your boots drifted into the city. Their lawlessness gave rise to an elaborate system of traps devised by the inhabitants to protect themselves from the criminals who roam the streets. This is how the city got its name, Cityport of Traps. Your own goal, lies well beyond Khare, which, knowing only its reputation, you would prefer not to pass through. But pass through you must, for elsewhere crossing the Jabaji is impossible. From your vantage point, you can trace the fortified wall which surrounds the Cityport. 2 gates open Khare to the rest of the world. Before you is the south gate, your only way in, and on the far side of the city is the north gate, leading on to the backlands. Time is passing, and time is precious. You stride off downhill at a brisk pace, and reach the gate within the hour. It is locked. If you have a large key, presented to you by the Zvin chief, you may turn to the reference given when you received this gift. If you do not have the key, you may either knock loudly for the guards or cast a spell. Okay, so now we turn to 79. Oh, wait, no, not 79. What was it? It was 12. Oopsie. Why did I read 79? Probably because I saw 178 and I'm stupid. Taking the key from your pack, you carefully insert it into the lock. One by one, the tumblers click. The door gives a little and you ease it open, peering cautiously inside. There is no one about. You slip quickly inside and close the gate behind you. Damn! You have left the key in the lock outside. Cross this off your adventure sheet. You tiptoe into the archway, which covers the gate, and hide in an alcove. There is no sound, and you decide to venture out into the open. Your first cover is a building just inside the wall, and you nip over to it. It is made of stone, and the windows are barred. Looking like you can see that room. Looking inside, you can see that the room is bare apart from a wooden bench on which an old man is sitting. Will you enter the building and greet the man, or leave and continue onward? We're entering. Why would I not enter? 169. Except for all the traps and the horrible nightmare creations that this book has waiting for me. You try the door to the building. It is locked, but the key is in the lock. You turn the key and open the door, stepping inside. But as you do so, the door slams shut behind you and the key turns. You are a prisoner. Turn to 254. This is terrible. I knew this was going to happen. You are in a stone hut with barred windows. A bench against one wall is the only piece of furniture in the room, and on this bench sits an old man. Dressed in dirty robes, he stands and greets you, holding out his right hand. You realize that this is his only hand, as his left sleeve hangs limply by his side. "And what brings you to this wicked place?" he asks. You tell him you are heading out of the city, and he nods. "Then I take it, stranger, that you are a sorcerer. Indeed, this was my profession before fate, with a little help from an ogre in the Shanker mines, put an end to my ambitions and my career." He indicates his missing limb. "Only a sorcerer would know the spell to pass through the north gate." You look a little puzzled. "You know the spell, do you not?" he asks. When you still look puzzled, his eyes widen and he shakes his head. "Then I'd better explain." He goes on to tell you that the North Gate is wizard-locked to protect the city from backland raiders. The magical lock opens only when a particular magical incantation is recited before it. Only the first noble of Khare knows the spell in its entirety. Although its 4 lines are known, one each, by 4 leading citizens. This prevents each one from opening the gate alone, which ensures the security of Khare. You ask him about these leading citizens, but he knows little of them. He has heard, however, that one is a scholar. Okay, I guess we'll write this down. So 4 citizens. One is a scholar, I guess? You ask him also about this building, and he reassures you. Guards will return in a day or so to release you once they have verified you are not an enemy of the Cityport. Will you now wait for their return, or cast a spell to free yourself? Well, I don't know magic because I'm a country bumpkin, so let's go to 260. You wait for the rest of the day, but the guards do not return. As night falls, you must decide about food and sleep. Will you eat from your provisions? If so, turn to 308. If not, or if you cannot, turn to 333. 308. All right, we're going to eat, which takes me down to 1 provision. That is not good. Oh, I'm on the wrong type of eraser. There we go. Oh my god, my eraser tool is so small. 1. Why is my brush so big? 1. Okay, that's better. Why is it a magic eraser? Stop fucking with me. 308. You may eat a meal and will thus gain 2 stamina points. However, if you do so, you will have to share your food with the old man, as he is hungry and has given you valuable information. Give him 1 meal's worth of provisions. If you have only enough provisions for 1 meal, you will have to share it with him and will only gain 1 stamina point. Okay. Hi, Bumner. I think I'm just gonna share with him. I guess this is punishment. This is punishment. So I have 0 now. I'm not going to, say, okay, well, I'll just take 1 because, that's not really what the book is saying. We have 0 provisions left, and we went up to 41 on stamina. Oh, my dice roller was on the wrong screen. That's interesting. What did they look like? Oh, it's interesting. Look at that. Okay. It meant to be here. My bad. Okay. Now we turn to 333. Did I say hi, Bumner? Hi, Bumner. You soon become sleepy, but how far can you trust the old man? Will you curl up on the floor and sleep for the night, or will you stay awake, waiting for the guards and keeping an eye on your backpack? I think I'm going to trust him. I don't know. I don't know why he's in here, but, whatever. Let's see how it goes. 21. Gain 2 stamina for the rest. You awake at sunrise the next morning. Did you eat? If not, you must deduct 3 stamina. Okay, so we gain 2. It looks like trusting is kind of like they are playing on your mistrust of everybody. As you wake, you hear a sound at the door. The guards have returned. Presumably, they are satisfied that you are no threat to the city, and they shove you outside, followed by the old man. In something of a daze, you both stumble off down the road into Khare, he a little ahead of you. You watch him and are reminded of your suspicions. You stop and check your pack. You should not have trusted the blackguard, as he has stolen an artifact from you. Cross one item of your choice off your adventure sheet. If you have no items, you must lose one item from your provisions. You shout after him, but he is some way ahead by now and has turned right at a junction. You will now have to run to catch up. Fuck. Okay, so what did I lose? You know what? It doesn't say what artifact. It doesn't say what artifact I have to lose. So you know what? Fuck this guy. He took my beeswax. Fuck this guy. Imagine if I only had Ragnar's armband. Damn, that would suck. All right, turn to 81. You reach the junction ahead. This offers you 3 ways on. You are on the outskirts of the city, and huts are grouped loosely by the tracks leading into the Cityport. Hello, Dills. Welcome to the stream. I'm playing... Thank you for the raid. Whoa, hold on. I'm playing a choose-your-own-adventure book called Sorcery, and I just started. Welcome, Kato. Hello, I brought friends. Well, thank you. We're just reading and going. Hopefully the background music isn't too loud. I couldn't really figure out a way to balance the audio. But anyway, we just started. If you've never heard of Sorcery before, I hadn't either until 2 days ago when I played it for the first time. It came out in the 80s. It's by Steve Jackson, and it's rated as one of the greatest choose-your-own-adventure books of all time. We beat the first part of the adventure, which is on this map here. We started here in Analand. We went through the gate. We experienced a lot of mishaps, died twice, and now we are in the city of Khare, which is called the Cityport of Traps. Basically, it's an evil city filled with evil people, and they're gonna make this a terrible time. So far, we have lost all of our provisions, and I lost one of my artifacts. It is very like D&D. This is basically D&D for people who are alone. Right now, I'm chasing after the guy who robbed me, even though I gave him all of my food. I had 2 foods, and I gave him 1 food so that he could eat the other food, or I could eat the other food. And I'm suffering. So basically, this is just like you can essentially, I guess, like as if I were playing Baldur's Gate 3, but you're just listening. So if you would like to hang out and listen to the rest of this book, each book is a standalone adventure, but they do continue. There are 4 of these. And the point is that we are traveling from Analand all the way over here to the what does that say? Mampang Fortress. We have to travel through the Shamutanti Hills, which we did in Book 1, get through Khare, which we're doing right now, get through the Backlands, and then get to the final villain at the end of the Mampang Fortress, where we will kill him, reclaim the crown of God, essentially, and save the entire world. This is a book where you are the hero, or become the hero, I should say. And yeah, we're playing as a warrior because I didn't feel like learning any magic because magic is easy mode for nerds. So instead, we just be slashing stuff. I'll stay for a bit. Yeah, it's almost 2 a.m. though, so I can't for long. Oh my God, Kanto. That's crazy. It's 4 p.m. for me. This is like the beginning. My day started. you know? Okay. So we're on 81. If you've never done a choose your own adventure before, you'll very quickly understand what's going on here. You reach the junction ahead. This offers you 3 ways on. You are on the outskirts of the city, and huts are grouped loosely by the tracks leading into the Cityport. To the left, a group of scruffy youngsters are walking away up the roadway with packs on their back. Ahead, the road leads straight into the center of Khare, and would appear to be the main road. To the right, you see the old man disappearing into a hut on the left-hand side of the track. Which direction do you choose? Okay, so the thing that he stole from me is really, truly not that important. I luckily had some garbage, and it said mark off 1 artifact, so I just marked off the garbage. Hopefully I don't need it, but so far it seems that I haven't needed it. So, I think I'm just going to ignore the old man. I'm not like super vengeful, right? So I'm kind of just I think I'm going to go talk to the youth. And the youth is to the left, which is 23. So now we turn, not to page 23, but to number 23. And we continue reading from here. You follow the children up the road. Homes and hovels line the track, and you are wary as you pass. Strange faces appear in the windows watching you. From around the bend ahead, a troop of guards appear. Thinking swiftly, you dart into a hut by the roadside and close the door. Why? I didn't commit any crimes. Why am I hiding from the guards? The guards march past, and you breathe a sigh of relief. But where are you? You get how it works? You look around the dismal hut and jump as you see 3 ugly faces gawping at you. The room is untidy and contains little more than a straw mattress and a low table. The 3 creatures, a group of black elves, are staring vacantly at you. A heavy, sweet smell hits your nostrils and explains their lethargy. They are puffing at a hookah containing smoking weed. One of them gathers himself together enough to talk to you and asks you to join them. What will you do? Sit down with them and draw on the hookah, apologize for disturbing them and leave? See if you can learn any information from them, or draw your weapon and challenge them. I feel like that's a terrible idea. I think we should just fucking get high. Let's smoke some ganj, everybody. Let's turn to 150. Why not, right? You sit down with them on the edge of the mattress. They grin at you with dirty teeth and pass you a pipe. You take several puffs and sit back. The pipe passes round, and soon all 4 of you are staring vacantly into the air. You begin to feel lightheaded, but smoking weed has an unpredictable effect. Roll 1 die to see what happens to you. If I roll a 1, the effect is pleasant and relaxing. If I roll a 2, you are overcome with a great feeling of confidence. If I roll a 3, you feel sleepy and take a short doze for 20 minutes. Number 4, you cannot resist the urge to do something irrational. Give 1 gold piece to each of the elves. I do have a lot of gold. That one wouldn't be terrible. Number 5, a feeling of great paranoia swells up in you. Deduct 1 stamina point immediately and reduce your skill by 1 in your next fight. Number 6, you become violent and draw your weapon. Okay, so we want literally anything besides 5 or 6. Let's roll. We're just going to roll 1 dice. And the result is 5. Trash. Okay. Deduct 1 stamina point immediately. I guess that's not terrible. Oops. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Wow. Okay. I need to lock this layer. There we go. Erase this. Draw on a 2. And then we get a temporary -1 for the next fight. I'll need to remember to erase that. Thank God. Thank you. Thank God I didn't roll number 6. Okay. If you do not roll a 6, turn to 242. So let's do that. You try desperately to start up a conversation, but the smokers are very vague and offer you little information of value. You ask them whether they know of a scholar of some kind in the area. They look dumbly at one another, and one of them nods and motions with his hand down the road ahead of you. There's a little point continuing this conversation, and you leave. Hello, Howard. Oh, hello, Rinka. Thank you for the raid of 7 people. I saw that you were streaming. Aisler, thank you for following. First time chatter. Welcome, Ace. Aisala. Welcome to the stream. I know that we've met each other in Rinka's chat. Last night I spent 45 minutes watching AI-generated fruits cheat on each other in a reality show. Strawberryna cheated on Benanito with a coconut. Hold on. To me. Oh, I'm scrolling. Wait, where was I? 242. Okay, hold on. I need to read this. With a coconut, I was emotionally invested. This is fruit slop, the TikTok trend where people use AI to create entire mini-series. Fruit Love Island, Fruit Bachelor, Fruit Too Hot to Handle. One account, 3.2 million followers in 10 days. 27 million views on the first episode. The fastest growing account in TikTok history. I get around. Okay, Aisler, I see that you are promiscuous. You are promiscuous. I did not know that you were cheating on Rinka by getting around. Hi, Crawl, how are you? That's a ban. That's a ban, brother. Ow. Good ow. Okay, if you have no idea what we're doing here. Aries not here. I don't know if Airybot's here. If you have no idea what we're doing here, I just had another raid. So if you're watching the VOD or if you're watching the stream and you've been here the whole time, I'm sorry. Looks like Airybot is here. I'm sorry that you have to hear this twice in a row. I am playing Sorcery. Sorcery by Steve Jackson is a 1983-ish choose your own adventure book. This is book 2 in the Sorcery series. Throughout the entirety of book 1, we defeated a witch, or we saved a witch, we outsmarted another witch, we defeated a manticore. It was fucking awesome. We did like a whole bunch of stuff. It was actually really sick. I can see why this is like one of the highest rated choose your own adventure books of all time. We are now on book 2, and the only thing that we've really done is we got robbed by an old man. He took food and beeswax from me, and then we chased after him, but I gave up the ghost because I didn't give a fuck. And we went into a hut, and we got really, really high with a bunch of black elves. And that's kind of where we're at right now. I got really high, and they said, be gone with you. And so now I'm being gone with me. Unfortunately, the weed made me really paranoid, and so now I get a -1 to my next combat. If you've never, just like I said with the previous raid, if you have never ever seen a choose your own adventure book before, it is essentially D&D. It is essentially Baldur's Gate 3. Also, how's the background music? You should like barely hear it. Okay? Are we still talking about the game? Yes. Everything that I just said happened in the game. How's the background music? You should be able to hear some like Baldur's Gate 3-esque music in the background, but I want it to be like pretty quiet. Also, I turned myself up because a lot of people said that my streams are really quiet and it's always kind of hard to hear me. So it's very, very quiet. But the problem is if I turn it up even a little bit here, I can turn up the YouTube video maybe. Is that better? Your mic is at a great volume. Okay, good. I want this to be very quiet in the background. Did that change at all? Like even a little bit when I turned it up? I turned it up like maybe 5%. A hair is tickling my nose and I'm getting mad. Anyway, it's great. Okay, if you've never seen one of these books before, like I said, it's basically single player D&D. It's basically Baldur's Gate 3, except there's only one character. And if you've ever read Berserk, I've also got Puck with me. I found him. And since I'm playing a warrior, We're basically playing Guts, and I've got Puck with me, no magic, and I will get my nightly oats. I forgot about the nightly oats. I forgot that was a thing. That's like 6 months ago. As we'll see, we are currently on choice, or book position 242, and so I'm going to continue from here. You try desperately to start up a conversation, but the smokers are very vague and offer you little information of value. You ask them whether they know of a scholar of some kind in the area. They look dumbly at one another, and one of them nods and motions with his hand down the road ahead of you. There is little point in continuing this conversation, and you leave. Turn to 213. He hates me. Why do I hate you? We're turning to 213 now, position number 213. You leave the hut. The guards have disappeared down the road, and you may continue. A little way up, you pass a small pond. As you look into it, a small silver fish darts out from behind a stone and looks up at you. Bubbles come from its mouth. It appears to be speaking to you. It is hovering over a gold piece, which presumably someone has tossed into the pond. Will you bend down closer to find out whether it is speaking to you, snatch the gold piece, or continue on your way? So I have 22 gold. I actually have effectively 42 gold. So I don't really care about the individual gold piece. Instead, I'm going to see what the fuck this fish wants to say to me. Let's turn to 320. You bend down close and put your ear to the surface of the water. The little silver fish spits at you, and a drop of water lands on your cheek. If fishes could laugh, you would swear this fish was chuckling at you. Again, it mouths bubbles at you. A sound comes over, but the bubbles obscure it. It sounds a little like borders. What does that mean? The fish swims back behind its rock, and you may now either continue on your way to 28 or try to pick up the coin. I don't really want to pick up the coin. What do we think that borders could be? Dude, I have no idea. I'm going to write it down, though. Werthers. What could that possibly mean? Should I try to pick up the coin? It's going to, like, bite me or something. I feel like stealing from the fish is not good. Let's go to 28. I feel like that's literally the worst thing I could do. Personally, I don't have the slightest idea. Me too. Personally, me too. Further up the road, you reach a fork where you may continue. Either straight... Okay, hold on. Let's find out what happens if you do steal it. I gotta know. If you wish to grab the coin, you must test your luck. If you do not wish to waste your luck, leave the pond by turning to 28. The little silverfish will be outraged if you try to take its coin and will dart out and bite you. If you are lucky, you manage to grab the coin, but the fish will bite you for 1 stamina point of damage. If you are unlucky, you will still get bitten, but you may try again by testing your luck. When you eventually get the gold piece or give up, you may continue by turning to 28. Okay, so it's literally just lose HP, possibly get it, and lose 1 luck? No thanks, I made the right decision. Further up the road. So what we did right there is a Baldur's Gate 3 quick save, okay? Further up the road, you reach a fork where you may continue. Don't rob the fish. I didn't rob the fish. Either straight ahead or up to the left. A hut stands in the fork, and a stallion is tied up outside it. You may take the track to the left, continue ahead, or you may walk over to the horse. Why are you robbing animals? Well, I'm about to rob someone of their animal. And, okay, I'm doing this for you, Howard. Howard, I'm doing this for you. I'm going to the horse. A horse, a horse. Of course, of course. 183. What? Wrestling? Do you guys see that shit? Yo. 183. Do not the horse. I'm stealing it. The horse snorts nervously as you approach, shifting uneasily. You may try to talk to it, try to climb on its back, or leave it alone. I'm going to try to talk to it. It's Uma Musume, 128. No, it's tied up. It's clearly somebody's horse. The animal looks at you strangely. You try a few soothing words and it calms down, but gives no indication of a response. Eventually, you give up with this one-way conversation. As it is now quite peaceful, you may try climbing on its back, or you may leave it and continue on its journey. Okay. 49. 49 it is. We're going to try to saddle the horse. You release its reins and swing yourself up on its back. It whinnies loudly and rears up into the air. Before you can react, it bolts off back down the road the way you came. You may hold on tightly and see where it takes you, or test your luck in an attempt to stop it and get off. No, fuck it, dude. Let's go. 268. Test my luck to get off. Whatever, bro. 268. The horse gallops off down the road the way you came, and you hang on desperately. It is heading towards a scattering of huts when a small, scaly creature runs across the road in front of it, causing it to rear up. Luckily, you slide off over the horse's backside and land on the ground. Luckily, you are unhurt. The horse whinnies and races off along a different track as you pick yourself up. Will you approach a hut on the left of the road or another on the right? If you would prefer, you may ignore these and continue past them. Okay, this was kind of a huge fucking waste of time. Let's roll, and the roll will decide what we do. Okay, so we're going to roll 2 dice. Less than 6, left. Greater than 6, right. And the result is a 7, so we are going to the right. It's pretty unlucky, actually. I feel like we always get higher than 7, so we're going to 171. You try the door. It is open, but you may wish to announce your entry. Will you ask for permission to enter, or shove the door open quickly to surprise anyone who might be inside? Let's be good. Let's be a good boy. Go to 90. You call out to anyone who may be inside. A voice replies, "Enter, my friend, but take care as you open the door." You give the door a shove and step back quickly as a vial of liquid falls on the floor from the top of the door. You walk forward into the hut. Being a good boy is always the answer. Always the answer. You look around the room. Herbs, vegetables, and meats are lying on tables around the center of the room and hanging from the walls. Evidently, you are in the kitchen of some kind. At the far end of the room is a fire in a chimney. Ooh, what the fuck is that thing? What is this? And suspended over the fire is a pot containing a bubbling broth, the source of the smell which you picked up out in the road. Standing by the fire is an odd-looking creature. It is a humanoid torso and legs, but its head is a solid blob of jelly, and its eyes float loosely in the front of its face. Hanging down from its head is on all sides are numerous long tentacles. This appears to be its hands, as it has no others, and it grips a ladle and stirring spoon. This strange creature holds your attention, but under one of the tables you have noticed a box from which a scroll and a shiny mirror protrude. Your host is waiting for your reaction. Will you try to talk to it, draw your weapon and attack, cast a spell, or leave and continue on your way? Why would I not talk to it? It literally said, "Come in, friend." I'm a very good boy. Okay, Howard, you know what? 145. The creature leans over a table and drops the ladle and spoon. Will you show it your weapon and demand that it gives you the box under the table, or try to hoodwink it by asking if you can buy food? I would love to buy some food. I don't really want to hoodwink it. Can I actually buy some food? 283. Its eyes narrow as it looks at you, sizing you up. A muffled sound comes from its head, and words which you can barely make out reach you. It offers you a meal, but it will cost you 5 gold pieces. If you wish to continue your deception, you will have to buy a meal, gain 2 stamina points if it is your first today, or 1 stamina point if you have already eaten, and turn to 100. If you do not wish to pay or cannot afford it, you will either have to leave or attack it. If you attack it with your weapon, turn to 243. If you wish to cast a spell, turn to 257. Why can't I be friends with it? I think I'm going to eat. I think I'm going to buy. Let's buy. I have 22 gold. I'll be fine. Where was I? 283. Turn to 100. Okay. $100. The meal, Bristlebee's kidneys with a spinach-like vegetable, does not leave a particularly pleasant taste, but you force a smile. The creature nods and offers you a mug of dirty liquid to wash it down. You intentionally spill the drink, and your host bustles off to get a rag to mop it up. You now have a chance to steal the box. Turn to 29. You open the box and look inside. It looks to contain all the creature's valuable possessions, few as they are. Possessions. An elaborately carved mirror with a gold back is the most impressive item. The parchment scroll contains writings in a language which you do not understand, but you may take it anyway. 2 gold pieces are also lying in the box. You leave the hut quickly. Turn to 294. I'm such a piece of shit. I'm such an asshole. Why did I steal that shit from that guy? So I have a scroll in unfamiliar language. I have a gold and silver mirror, and I gained 2 gold pieces. What is this layer here? Nothing. So I'm at 19 now. Come here. Come. Come. Where are you? Come here. Come on. Come here. Bro. Oh my God. He's just standing there. He's right behind me, and he's just standing there meowing. And every time I say come here, he gives me like a little... Oh, God. Okay. So I stole a bunch of shit from it for no reason. Let's turn to 294. I didn't even need any of that. I wanted food. I just wanted to talk to the guy. Along the road ahead of you, you can hear the mixed sounds of a large crowd. Perhaps you are heading toward a market or fair of some kind. You arrive at a junction where you may either continue or turn to the left. Which way would you choose? Okay, this is 294. Let's go to 244 and see if that goes to the fair. I want to go to the fair. Yes, okay. 244. You press on round a bend in the road. A couple of 100 yards ahead, you see crowds of people and creatures sprawling across the roadway. Several tents have been erected, which are joined by lines of colorful flags. You are approaching some sort of festival. You decide to continue to see what is going on. You mingle with the crowd and pass round the various events. A group of musicians is playing a merry jig for a troupe of dancers. Elsewhere, a dwarf has trained a dancing bear on a lead, and from a marked-out ring, under a canvas, a ruffian is asking for challengers to take on his champion. Do you wish to watch the dancers, watch the bear, try your luck against the champion, or leave the festival? I would like to try my luck against the champion. Let's go to 33. I'm feeling very, very powerful lately. From within the ropes of the ring, the ruffian's voice is announcing the challenger. All right, folks, now we now have a challenger. In the white corner, let's hear your appreciation for Anvar the Barbarian. Oh shit, we're doing the wrestling match. Fuck yeah. Cheers come from the onlookers, and in the black corner, brawling champion of Khare, the mighty ogre, the one they call Skull Splitter, Kagu of Dadule. Again, cheers come from the crowd as a great bald-headed brute steps into the ring. This should be quite a fight. The barbarian is taller than the ogre, but the ogre's arms and legs. Which one's the ogre? I guess it's the one on the right in the black pants, and the barbarian is the man with the black hair, and the announcer that we're listening to is the guy on the left. Wagers are being made in the crowd. You may, if you wish, bet on the outcome of the fight, or you may decide to just watch. You may wish to take up the Champions Challenge yourself, as the prize for the winner is 15 gold. Turn to 234 if you do not wish to bet. I think I'm going to bet. Let's go to 190. Let's see how much I can bet. A wagerman passes by. You ask what odds he is offering. Feeling lucky, huh? He chuckles. I'm giving 3 to 1 on the challenger, or 1 to 3 on the champion. Which do you fancy? You may place any bet you like on either the barbarian or the ogre. For each gold piece you put on the barbarian, you will get 3 back if he wins. For every 3 gold pieces you put on the ogre, you will get only 1 back if he wins. If you choose the winner, you will also get back your stake money. Place a bet if you wished, then turn to 234. How much money do I have? Okay, I'm going to put 4 gold on the champion, which would win me 12. Okay, so I'm putting down 4. I'm going to write that down. And then we're going to turn to 234. The fight starts. You must resolve this battle between the barbarian and the ogre. Oh my god, I'm doing the battle? That's crazy. Okay, so the barbarian is a 7 and an 8, and the ogre is a 9 and a 12. If you have placed a bet and the battle is going against your chosen winner, you may cast a spell. Okay, so the way that combat works in this game, essentially I am playing as the barbarian because I want him to win. I have terrible hiccups. So that means that it is a 7 versus a 9. We roll 2. The ogre rolls a 4, putting him at 13. We roll a 7, putting us at 14, meaning we hurt him. He is now at 10 HP. He rolls a 10. I believe it is impossible to beat him unless we roll a 12. We rolled a 6, so it was impossible to beat him. That puts us at 13. That puts us at 6 HP. Oh my god, he rolled a fucking 12. It's impossible to beat him, so we go down to 4. That is fucking bullshit. There's no way. Bro, there's no fucking way. There's no way. He rolled a 7, putting him at 16. We roll a 9, putting us at 16. We tie. He rolls a 6, putting him at 15. We roll a 6, putting us at 13. So we are dead. Bro, that is some bullshit. That is some ass trash bullshit right there. Fucking garbage. I can't believe it. I can't believe it, dude. So we just lost 4 gold. We lost 4. Yeah, I don't think we get any gold back. I don't think we get any gold back, but it's okay. We're at 15. It's okay. I didn't bet very much. All right. After the battle, turn to 136. Yo, that's trash. I can't believe he rolled 2 12s in a fucking row. That is garbage. That is garbage. I would have 100% restarted that fucking fight if I was playing literally any video game. You have now seen how the champion fights. Do you wish to take up the next challenge to try and win the prize of 15 gold pieces? If so, turn to 82. If not, you must now leave the festival. Yeah, we're gonna fight him. Dude's a bitch. Dude's a fucking pushover. Go to 82. Your challenge is accepted. The crowd cheers as you step into the white corner. You feel confident that you will be able to defeat the champion. Now he has been weakened from his last fight. But as you look over at him in the black corner, your heart sinks. Trickery is afoot. The ruffian secretly cast a healing spell over his man, restoring him to full strength. You may now use your own magic to help you, or you may call on help from Libra. If you do not wish to do either of those, start the fight at 323. We're starting the fight at 323 because I'm not going to do either of that shit. There are certain... So Libra is God. There are certain events where if you can't call on Libra, you die. And this will not kill me. Losing stamina is not going to kill me. 323. Whoever won the last fight is now the new champion. Resolve your battle with either the ogre or the barbarian. Okay, that's fucked. Okay, that is not what I was expecting. God damn it. What do we have? We have an 11. No, we have a 10 and 42 because we're cheating. If you win, you will be given the prize money. The ruffian will ask whether you wish to remain as his new champion, but you have more important things to do. All right, let's fight. So I have one more point than him, so we do have the advantage. We should be able to win this. Rolling for him, it's 10 versus 9. He got a 6, so he's at 15. I wish that I could just press space. I got a 9, so I'm at 19, so I deal 2 damage to him, making him at 10. He rolls. He got a 7, 16. I roll. I got a 7, 17. Eat shit, asshole. 7, 16. 5, 15. Damn, I took damage. Okay, so that puts me at 40. 8, okay, 17. 12. That's 22. Puts him at 6. 3. Okay, he loses. He loses. There's no way. Yeah, okay. So he goes down to 4. Roll. 4. Okay, I beat him again. That's a 2. 7. That puts him at 16. And I rolled a 16, so it ties. 8 versus 7. That means we tie. 8. I have to reroll. Okay. He deals damage to me. It's 38. 9. That puts him at 18. And we rolled a 5. Oh my god, dude. He's coming back. He's got his second wind. 6, 15. 7. We beat him. Okay, he's dead. And we're down to 36, but we gained 15 gold. So that puts us here at 36. This is now gone. And we are now at 30 gold. I'm kind of rolling in it. I've kind of got like 50 fucking gold right now. Okay, so we beat him. Die, idiot. 263. Let's turn to 263. You leave the festival, but as soon as you pass one of the tents, an interesting sign takes your eye. Cabinet of Fortune. Try your luck. A prize for all. Only 2 gold pieces. If you wish to see what's going on, turn to 240. I've got money. I wish we would have been able to do every event. That would have been cool. You enter the tent and a grubby, bearded man greets you. Welcome, welcome, my friend, he says, somewhat over-enthusiastically. Okay, and let's see what prize you can win today. There are no losers at Honest Hana's Cabinet of Fortune. Interesting. He takes you over to a large glass cabinet. Inside are all manner of items. Jewelry, books, gold, pouches, and food. A small mite is sealed within the cabinet. Just 2 gold pieces, my friend, and we will see what my little pet will fetch for you. If you wish to try your luck, give him 2 pieces and turn to 318. If you suspect trickery and do not wish to try, you may leave and continue. Okay, we're definitely giving him 2 gold pieces. Turn to 318. 28. We have so much gold. Why would I not? I haven't found a single thing to spend it on. I was really hoping that Khare would have, like, a lot of stuff to spend on. It's kind of late, so I must depart now. Staying up 4 a.m. past 3 nights did not take a good toll on my body. Have a good one, everyone. Goodbye, Kanto. See you next time. See you in a little bit. Good night. Have a good sleep. 318. He passes your money. He takes your money and presses a small button on the side of the cabinet. With a squeal, the mite leaps from its perch and flutters around over the prize in the cabinet. Selecting one, it flies over to the chute at the top of the box and drops the prize in. This then drops out of the box at your feet. What have you received? Roll 1 die. If you roll a... Also, I'm kind of thinking on getting this game. It seems really awesome. So there's an app version of the game. There's also, I think, a Steam version of the game. And then there's the book. I don't know how to get either of them. Any of them. I found this book online. So, good luck, Kato. Definitely start at book 1, the Shamutanti Hills. You may wish to test your luck here to try to ensure you receive a valuable rather than a worthless prize. If you test your luck and you are lucky, you may choose one of the 6 options from the table above instead of rolling the die. True, you don't know which are valuable and which are worthless, but as a hint, only one of numbers 1 through 3 is a valuable item, but 2 of numbers 4 through 6 are, so your chances are better if you choose 4, 5, or 6. I think I'm just going to roll, and we're just going to go with it. 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. It's a 6. Okay, let's see. So, turn to 219. A rosy red apple drops from the cabinet at your feet. This appears to be a handsome fruit, and you place it in your backpack with your other provisions. However, you are unable to tell that the apple is thoroughly rotten inside. The next time you open your backpack to eat, you will find that it has infected your other provisions, and 1 meal's worth have been lost. If you leave the tent, to continue your journey. There's no fucking way that I had a 1 in 3 chance of hitting a bad roll, and I hit the bad roll. For real? So I have no provisions. So that did nothing to me. That was just a waste of money. God damn it. 160. I need to get some food, bruh. You are nearing the center of Khare. The huts and dwellings are much more densely located, and the roads are dirty. Creatures throng the streets and watch you as you pass. You come to a fork where you may either turn left or continue on towards the port area. Again, we're going to roll. We always leave it up to fate when it comes to a fork in the road. And fate has decided that we go to the right because fate, every time we do one of these, we roll a 7. Every time. So we continue on towards the port area. Go to 165. How does that always happen? Night is approaching, and you have no wish to spend it in the streets of Khare. You stop a passing woman and ask the way to a nearby inn. Head onward towards the port, she tells you. There's an inn that way, but hurry, stranger, for night is approaching. You thank her for her help and continue. Eventually, you reach the Wayfarer's Rest and step inside. Turn to 110. Okay, this is what I was hoping for. Give me some food. You enter the Wayfarer's Rest. It is a noisy... Damn. The art on this is kind of hilarious. That ship is very well done. It is a noisy, bustling place, and no one takes much notice as you enter. The innkeeper is behind the bar trying to serve the numerous creatures all demanding their ale at the same time. Me and the boys. For real, though. The inn is evidently a local for the sailors of the port, as salty types and buxom buxom wenches are laughing together and singing shanties around the table. You manage to catch the innkeeper's attention. He is a surly, bald-headed man, used to dealing with the rabble from the docks, and is surprised at your dress and obviously well-educated tone. "And what be your purpose in these here parts?" he asks. You explain you would like a bed for the night, perhaps with some food, and ask the price. "A room up top will be 4 pieces of gold," he says, "and we'll feed you to the gills for another 4. If you wish to eat before your rest, turn to 331. If you just want to bed down and perhaps eat your own provisions, turn to 282. I have to turn to 331. I have to pay 8 gold. 331. That's crazy. Okay, so we're down to 20 gold. Just like that. Just like that. 8 fucking gold. 331. Unbelievably expensive. I'm glad we won that 15. You pay the innkeeper for the food. He disappears into a back room and comes back with a large plate of steaming grub. "There you go," he laughs. "And there's more if you'll be needing it." You take the plate and sit down at a table and eat your meal. Gain 2 stamina points if this is your first meal of today, or 1 stamina point if you have already eaten. As you are eating, I think I ate yesterday. Yeah, because I slept and then I chased that guy down. I don't remember eating otherwise. As you are eating, a rough-looking sailor comes over and sits down with you. He tries to make conversation, but you are more intent on eating. Then he offers to buy you a mug of ale, and you decide to accept. You finish your meal and sup the ale. Gain 1 stamina point for the drink. Okay? You start to talk to him, and he asks you of your quest. You tell him you are trying to find the spell which will open the northern gate. "I like it to help you. I'd like to help you," he says. "But to find the line you needs, you'll have to kill the undead. And that ain't my idea of a fair fight. How about some more ale?" Holy shit. Will you accept his offer and continue the conversation? Or would you rather get some sleep? Let's turn to 253. Let's continue the conversation. Let's take 1 more drink. 253. He buys you another mug of ale, and you drink again with him. Add 2 stamina points, as you are now getting quite lightheaded, and the 2 of you are laughing together. Okay, cool. So we're up to 41. We're almost back to where we were when we started. He knows the Cityport well. You press him for more information on the holders of the spell lines, but apart from telling you that one of the people you seek fell recently out of favor with the 3rd noble of Khare, rumored to be a vampire, and is now cursed with living death, he knows little. You are interested in a story of one of his friends who tried to talk to Korga, one of the gods, and was killed in the temple for daring to kiss the god on the cheek. He tells you also of some of his adventures on the high seas. He offers another drink. Will you instead offer to buy him one, or tell him you must now be getting some sleep? I think I'm going to return the favor. He's done me some good here. I'm going to buy him a drink, which will take me down to night. I don't know how much it'll cost. 306. Let's find out how much it costs. 1 gold piece each. 2 mugs of ale. Okay, so it's going to cost me 2. That's a shame. I thought I could just buy 1. You both become very drunk. He sees a friend behind you and stands to wave at him, but rather than greet his friends, he pulls out a cudgel from his belt and brings it down on your head. You slump unconscious on the table. Turn to 312. Bro, that's fucked up. Are you kidding me? You open your eyes and feel a pain thundering in your head. Lose 2 stamina points. I had to have known. I had to have known. They were healing us way too much. You try to be good. You try to be good in these people. These people. You raise your head and rub the back of your neck as you take in your surroundings. The ground is rocking softly, and either you have not yet recovered from the blow, or you are in a ship of some kind. The wooden pit you are in, with an opening at the top, suggests the latter. Other bodies are sprawled on the floor around you, and you shake one awake. He is in the same state as you are, and rubs his head with his hands. Damn, man. You ask him where you are, and together you come to the conclusion that you have been waylaid, captured to be crew on a slave galley. There is no hope of reaching the door high in the ceiling. Do you wish to cast a spell, or will you wait to see what happens to you? Well, I can't cast a spell, so let's go to 179. Several more inert bodies are thrown down into the hole, but none of the ship's crew appear. After several hours, noises from above indicate that the ship is leaving dock. You still have no escape route. Slowly, the ship leaves harbor, and your fate is sealed. You are now destined to become a galley slave, and your quest for the crown of kings must be abandoned. Did you ever play pen and paper? I don't know what that is. Hold on one second. This chair sucks. By pen and paper, do you mean like Dungeons and Dragons? Like with a character sheet in front of me? And dice and shit like that? Because yeah, I've played that a couple times. Have you ever played it? Okay, so we got to go back. Where were we? What was it? 253? Reload the save, everybody. All right, we're going to go to sleep. All of that was trash. We're going to go to sleep instead. We're going to go to 86. You're not going to fucking waylay me, you bitch. Bastard of the seven seas. Okay, 282. I already deducted enough for the room, so let's go to 282. Oh, and I can go back to... Oh, no, wait. No, 39 is fine. Because we healed. We healed 2. I remember we were at 41. That was a bad nightmare. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. That didn't happen at all. We got really drunk and we had a scary dream. You wander upstairs to your room. The room is dark and you have been given no candle, so you grope around for the bed and sit on it. You may, if you wish, eat provisions here, which will restore 2 stamina. You lie on your back and fall asleep. We already ate, so we're not going to do that. I also don't have any provisions. 227. You have the strangest dream that you have been captured by a torturer with a sadistic imagination who is plotting all sorts of horrific fates for you. You wake up with a fright and a cold sweat. Look, exactly, a bad dream. It is just about sunrise, and the early morning light coming through the window lights up your room. Above your head is a sight which makes you freeze. Your movement is restricted by tough leather ties which strap you into your bed, and above your neck is the sharp, heavy blade of a guillotine. A chuckle from the bedside catches your attention, and you look over into the squinting eyes of the innkeeper. He laughs loudly. He is after meat for today's stew, which you may be providing. Perhaps he does not like to kill others himself, or perhaps he just delights in the prolonged suffering, but whatever the reason, he has given you a chance to escape. With a rope fixed round your left wrist, he undoes the tie, and you can feel a weight in your hand. You may pull or release the rope. One choice will mean a certain death. The other will raise the blade and allow you to sit up and fasten your ties. The laughing innkeeper is obviously quite mad and will give you no help. Will you pull the rope or release it? Let's release it. We're going to 15. unbelievable, dude. This place is a fucking nightmare. Unbelievable. Take me to 15. The guillotine blade rises, and you breathe a sigh of relief. The innkeeper curses and disappears downstairs, allowing you to release your bonds. You leave the inn smartly. Add 1 luck for the correct choice. You may add 2 stamina points for your night's sleep. Dude, this is some bullshit. This is, bro, they got me fucked up. Okay, it's now impossible for me to lose test your luck. So I get 1 test your luck for free. Turn to 267. This is some bullshit. Did you eat it all yesterday? Yes, I did. Turn to 325. You leave the inn. In the morning light, you can see that it is almost on the riverside and is a short distance from the harbor bridge, the only crossing of the Jabaji. You cross the great river. On the far bank, there is a fork in the road. We're rolling the dice. Decide for me, game. And again, it is higher than 6. I think somehow it is impossible for us to not turn right. We're like Zoolander. He can only turn right, or only turn left, or whatever it is. 198. The early morning sun is beginning to wake the streets of Khare. You carry on along the road until you reach a square in the center of which odd-looking creatures are hanging around a monument of some kind. Aren't these just people? You walk up for a closer look. The monument is a large arch housing something which must be quite important, judging by the way the onlookers are peering into it. The onlookers themselves are a strange bunch. They are thin and spindly with long faces, and their eyes seem to be permanently closed. Will you take a closer look at the monument, or avoid the area and walk around to the other side of the square? Let's take a closer look. 204. You walk up the steps to the monument and try to get a clear view of what's inside. Here, don't push. Be careful, says one of the creatures. You apologize and peer in. You can see what appears to be a pool of shimmering water inside, although you are not quite sure whether it is really water or not. Will you bend down for a closer look, ask one of the onlookers what it is, or back off and leave the square? Let's ask. 116. Were you born yesterday, fool? Replies one of the creatures, turning its head to look at you. It suddenly cries out, A stranger! Brothers, we have a stranger here. Shall we have some fun? The others turn toward you, apparently looking at you with their closed eyes. They grab you and push you toward the pool. Test your luck. If you are lucky, turn to 290. If you are unlucky, turn to 330. Well, we have 12 luck, which means that it is impossible for us to be unlucky. So we will just drop this down to 11. And we are, in fact, lucky. So we turn to 290. You manage to squirm out of their grip. They turn toward you, looking for a fight. Will you cast a spell, or will you fight them with your weapon? Looks like we're fighting. Looks like we're fighting a gang of, people, I guess. 309. As you draw your weapon, one of them opens his eyes. Behind his eyelid burn 2 balls of flame, and when he looks you in the eyes, a line of fire shoots into your face. You scream and hold your hands to your eyes, but it's too late. Permanent blindness is your penalty for tangling with the red eyes, and you will not be able to continue your mission? Oh my god, we actually wrote this down. What the fuck? Okay. So I guess I was unlucky. What the fuck? Maybe being... What happens if I... Bro, I'm so mad. Take me back to 290. Let's say I was unlucky. No, take me back to 116. If you're unlucky, turn to 330. You struggle, but they hold you tight, forcing you over towards the pool. You strike one of them in the face, causing it to blink momentarily, but allowing you to see small burning fireballs that these red eyes have for eyes. They shove you forwards into the pool, but the splash you were expecting does not occur. Turn to 270. You float slowly down through the air, turning over and over. In the pitch blackness, you cannot see a thing. Then, as if you were falling down a tunnel, you see a spot of light in the distance, which grows larger as you fall towards it. Eventually, you emerge to a fate that is almost worse than death. Evidently, you are in the sewers deep underneath Khare. Tunnels disappear in all directions, and the stench is unbearable. You have landed in a disgusting pile of unbelievable filth. Slime, excrement, sludge, dung, and dregs, and you are up to your neck in it. Before you can even try to crawl out of the quagmire, a splashing sound to your left draws your attention to a small opening in the wall right next to your ear. Coming pouring down this chute is a torrent of liquid sewage and pig swill. Within moments, it will burst from the chute straight into your face. You must decide quickly. Will you duck to avoid it? If you wish to duck, turn to 250. If you could not bear to duck, turn to 327. Oh, God, turn to 250. Oh, my God. You take a deep breath and duck down into the foul sludge. When you come up for air, the deluge has gone and you can clamber out of your predicament. This experience has made you ill, and you must deduct 3 stamina points. You clean yourself off as best as you can, and now you try to find your way out. Will you... Oh, God. Will you continue... Okay, let's take the 3 stamina points. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. I actually hate this. Continue ahead, take the first right, then right again, take the first left, then continue left, take the first left, then straight on. Okay, we're going to roll. So since it's 3 options, that's 1 to 4, 5 to 8, 9 to 12. That is 10. So that means that we do option number 3, which is left, then straight. So 174. Let's put a star here on 250. We might have to go back to that. 174. You find yourself in a dead-end passage. You must turn around and retrace your steps. Which way will you go? I guess we'll roll again. It's another 10. It's another 10. Okay, so we third left, first right to 77. I'm gonna fucking die in here. You arrive in a dead-end passage, knee-deep in sewage. A bubbling in the liquid ahead of you makes you apprehensive, and as you watch, a shape arises from the water. The smooth, flabby shape of a large slime eater stands before you. It sees you and roars loudly, reaching out to you with its blubbery arms. You will have to fight the creature. Okay, so it's a 7-11, and I am a 11-38. So here we go. 11 versus 7. Let's roll. It rolls a 3, making it 10. It auto loses. That brings it down to 9 HP. It rolls a 6, making it 13. I roll a 7. It loses, bringing it down to 7. Oh, wait, I forgot. I'm actually a 13. Oh, shit, dude. I forgot about my fucking arm guard. So it has to roll. If it doesn't roll a 6, it takes damage, essentially. He rolled an 8. I have to roll more than a 2. I do, so it takes damage. It rolls it rolls an 8. I have to roll greater than 2. I do, it takes damage. It rolls a 6. It takes damage because I have more than 6 damage on it. So it's down to 1 HP. And this is the last hit. And it's an 8. I roll a 3. It dies. Okay, I dealt 1 more damage than it can handle. He is dead. If you defeat it, turn to 196. Where will you kiss next? Oh, sorry, that's 78. All right, so we are now on 196 for defeating the slime eater, the fucking dung eater. You had better leave here fast, as slime eaters usually feed in groups. The chances are that there are others in this passage. Which way will you go first? Let's roll again. That's a 6. That means that it is the middle option, which is first right, first left, second left, first right to 174. Wait, no. We've already been to 174. Okay, have I been to 298? I haven't. Okay, let's roll. We're going to 50-50 top choice, bottom choice. It is bottom choice. Okay, always. We always do the second option. 242. I've already been to 174, motherfucker. 42. You are in a dead end. Okay, it's between 10 and 77. We've already been to 77. So that means we're going to 10. Okay, we've already been. Let's go to 10. You find yourself in a dead end. You will have to go around and take another route. 298. I think we go to 69. Because funny number. You arrive in a dead end. But a light is shining in the passage from above. You look up and can see a hole in the top of the sewer, and a rope is hanging down with a bucket on the end of it. Perhaps you have found a disused well. You leap up and grab the rope. You start your long shinny up the rope to the light above. This is a tiring climb, and you must lose 2 stamina, but you can add 2 luck for finding your way out. Okay, that sucked. That sucked. That sucked. And finding your way out of the sewers. At the top, you are indeed returning to the surface through a well. You rest and catch your breath, and then you may either continue ahead out of Khare or back toward the Cityport to investigate a building standing in a graveyard. Oh, nice. Okay, we found it. Okay, we found the vampire at 83. So funny number was the right choice. Further up the road, you pass a small graveyard overhung with leafy branches. Gravestones are scattered in no particular order around an old crypt which stands in the center. A sign above the doorway to the crypt reads, "Here rests Lord Shinva, 5th noble of Khare." Do you wish to enter the crypt, or do you think it would be safer to head out of the Cityport? No, we're going into the crypt. 47. We're going to kill the vampire. You enter the graveyard and walk along an overgrown path to the door of the crypt. On the ground before the door is a shimmering circle of darkness, which you will have to cross or jump over to get to the doorway. Will you walk up to the door, jump over the circle, or cast a spell? Let's jump. That's 258. Test your luck. If you are lucky, you clear the circle and land in the arch of the doorway. 317. We auto clear, but that does take us down 1 luck. We will auto clear the next one as well. To 317. You may now try to enter the crypt. Will you shove the door aside and rush in to surprise anything that might be inside? Delve into your pack to pull out something that may be useful, or cast a spell? Well, what do I have? I have a key, a scroll in an unfamiliar language, or a mirror. Okay, well, I don't know what either of those last two things do, so let's turn to 7. All the way back. 7. What will you take from your pack? Do you have any of the following? A black mask, a bow and arrow, a magical chain. I don't have either of those. Okay, so let's go to 249. No, wait, I can't do that. I can't do that. I have to go back. So I don't have either of those options. So let's go back to 317. Unfortunate. I really didn't do anything so far in this book. I just fucking fell into the sewer. So we need to try to push it aside. Oh, shit. It's the same number, 249. The door swings open, and you jump inside. The small crypt is empty, but against the far wall is a narrow stone staircase that leads down to a lower level. Will you follow it downwards, or have you had enough? Of course I'm going to follow it downwards. Bravery. Heroes are brave. No fear, all right? 164. You creep cautiously down the stairs. The walls are damp, and there is a foul smell of decay in the air. The only sound you can hear is a drip coming from above. From below, at the foot of the stairs, you can see that you are in a large, dark chamber, lit only by the shaft of light coming down the stairway. A coffin stands in the center of the room, and you walk closer to investigate. A creaking sound makes your heart stop. The coffin lid is moving. Spellbound, you watch it inch open. Then a movement to your left catches your eye. From a dark alcove, a ghostly white figure is dancing toward you. The shock has startled you so much that you cannot collect yourself enough to cast a spell. Will you draw your weapon or run back up the stairs? Let's draw our weapon. I don't know if I can fight a ghost, but I'm gonna fucking try. Ain't gonna stop me. Are you using a sword, an axe, or a bow and arrow? Sword, 151. Where would I have gotten an axe from? You draw your weapon and face the creature. As the light catches its face, you can see the horrible skull of a death wraith leering at you. When you inflict your first hit on the creature, turn to 189. Okay, let's do this. It has a 9 and an 8. So we are at a 13 versus a 9 with 8 HP and 37 HP. Let's roll. I'm probably going to hit it. It's highly likely that I'm going to hit it. It rolls a 5, putting it at 14. It is impossible for me to not hit it, even with a 2. That brings me to 15, so I do hit it, bringing it down to 6. Go to 189. This powerful undead creature cannot be harmed by normal weapons, and it gloats at you as your deadly blow passes through it. Continue the fight. The next time you roll a higher attack strength than the death wraith, you will not harm it, but you may fend it off enough for you to make an alternative plan. When this happens, you may test your luck. If you are lucky, turn to 38. Okay, so let's see if I hit it or if it hits me. It rolls a 10, making it 19. I roll a 3, so it hurts me, so I'm down to 35. It rolls a 6. I roll a 4. 6 for it brings it to 15. 4 for me brings it to 17, so I hit it. I am auto lucky, so we're going to go to 38. I was holding the wrong button. 38. Death wraiths may only be harmed by silver weapons. If you have the bow with silver-tipped arrows, you may pull these out of your pack and turn to 147. If you do not have the bow and arrows, your only hope is to pray to Libra if you have not yet used your help in this adventure. Otherwise, this will be your last fight in Khare. Okay, so we have to pray to Libra. This is what I said. We have to pray to Libra or we die sometimes. So 87. The creature advances to attack, and you can do little about it. Suddenly, it looks over towards the shaft of light flooding in from the stairwell. Your eyes are accustomed to the blackness, and when you look over to the light, you cannot be sure what you're seeing. A radiant, white, female figure seems to stand, glowing in the light. She points back to the coffin. The death wraith is terrified of this figure, and it returns to the coffin, as if directed by some ghostly master. Its movements are becoming very sluggish. It appears that its life force is being drained. With a last effort, it climbs inside the coffin. You glance back at the figure by the stairs. It has disappeared. Turn to 209. 209 it is. All is peaceful as you rest after your battle, but then a sound makes you look back toward the coffin. A figure is rising of it. But this time, the figure is not that of the terrible death wraith, but of a very old man. "Who is it?" he asks. "Who has put an end to my torment?" Looking round the crypt, his eyes fall on you. "Stranger, I am in debt to you," he says. "For too many years I have been cursed with the living death. Now at last can my soul die in peace. How may I repay you?" You tell him of your intended journey out of Khare and across the Backlands. He tells you you will never leave Khare without the North Gate spell. He knows one line of the spell and tells it to you. One lock made out of Golem's hide. Let's write that down. One lock made of Golem's hide. Okay, I don't think I fought a wood golem. When you tell him more of your quest, he wishes you luck. "I cannot be of more help," he says, "except for one couplet which I can remember from the ancient days. I have a feeling it may be useful to you. It goes, for sleeping of the sleepless ram, seek out the one they call the sham." What? For sleeping of the sleepless ram, seek out the one they call the sham. The fuck? I am not certain what the sleepless ram is, but bear this advice in mind. You thank him for his help and leave the crypt. Gain 2 luck and turn to 16. Okay, so that brings us to 13 because I forgot to remove one. We're kind of cheating. We do a little bit of cheating. 16. You leave the crypt, carefully avoiding the shimmering circle by the door, and head off down the road out of Khare. Turn to 127. Wait, but I want to stay in Khare. Okay, I got 1/4 of the whatever we're doing. A little further up the road, you come to a well. A rope hangs down from a pulley deep into the well. You walk up to it, and as you approach, you can hear a woman's voice singing. It seems to be coming from the well itself and to be directed at you. "My dear, your fortune can be told if you will cross my palm with gold. Do you wish to toss a gold piece into the well? If so, turn to 317. If you'd rather not bother, continue by turning to 319. Okay, I'm definitely going to give her money. And that takes us down 1 gold piece. Wait, hold on. I need to find out how much gold it is. You throw in your coin and wait for several seconds. Okay, it's only 1 coin. All right. Before you hear it plop into water at the bottom. The well is evidently very deep. The voice sings out again. If you'll toss one more coin to me, 2 wishes will I grant for thee. Do you throw another coin? We throw another coin. Man, this is really just... This music is literally just Baldur's Gate 3, isn't it? Like, this is just Baldur's Gate 3. 152. Thank you for tossing down your wealth. For 1 more coin, I'll grant you health. I'm going to be robbed of everything I own. Everything I own, she's going to take it all from me. I just need $1 more. I just need $1 more. Can I just get $1 more? $2.95. Throw everything in? I basically am. Pray, throw me down another piece, and all your hurting soon will cease. I mean, guys, I have to. She's going to rob me of everything. 4 gold already. 4 gold. 315. Just 1 more coin. That's all I ask. I'll give you help with any task. 152. I have to see the end of it. Wait, have I already been to 150? We've already been to 152. Damn. Well, that's what I get. Curiosity killed the cat, did it not? I threw everything down there. I just gave that motherfucker 5 gold and I got nothing out of it. Bro. I was like, okay, 4 gold, she's definitely going to give me something. You are now leaving the center of the city. The street turns into a dirt track which winds from Khare past a small settlement of huts and out past a tall building. In the distance, you can see the great wall of Khare and the north gate. At a tree stump along the way, you may stop and eat provisions. If you do so, I can't. Just outside the group of huts, you come across a blind beggar who asks you for alms. Will you give him a gold piece? I'm gonna run out of money. That brings me to 12. I'm stupid. We're going to 285. This has gone horribly, by the way. You toss him a coin and he thanks you for your kindness. You sit down for a moment and talk to him. Suddenly, you are both alarmed by a screeching noise in the sky above you. The fuck? No, he cries. Not those god-cursed harpies. Will they never cease their torments? Bro, the hiccups are crazy today. You look into the air and see 2 winged beasts hovering over you. They are ugly, dark-skinned creatures with sharp talons on the ends of their arms and legs. You both spring to your feet. You are not quite sure what to do, but the beggar grabs his stick and flails it about blindly in the air. They are after my gold, he shouts to you. Have they no pity on a blind man? Oh, stranger, can you see the evil rascals? Can you help me? One of the harpies darts down from the sky and clips him on the head, knocking him over. Will you help the old man, or do you prefer not to get into this fight and run off down the road? I will help the old man. Poor old man. Poor old man. Go to 97. Will you use your magic, or will you fight? I'm going to fight. 118. You draw your weapon and chop at the harpies as they fly down to attack. The beggar will be helping you with his stick, but he will be of little use since he is blind. So resolve this fight. First harpy, second harpy, blind beggar. You may choose who fights whom during the battle, so long as everyone fights someone each round. If you kill the harpies, turn to 74. Okay, I think we can kill both of them back to back. So I'm just going to fight the first one, then the second one. So it is 7-6 against my 13-37. So we have 13 versus 7. Let's roll. He rolled a 4, bringing him to 11. So he auto fails. He takes, how much HP does he have? 6. He's now down to 4. He rolled a 7, making him 14. He auto fails, bringing him down to 2. He rolled an 8, making it 15. It is impossible for me to roll lower than a 15, so he auto fails. He insta dies. Basically, he tries to fight me, and I parry him at every move. The next one is 6-6, so it's a 6 instead of a 7. He rolls a 6, making him 12. He auto fails. That brings him down to 4. He rolls a 9, making it 15. He auto fails. Bring him down to 2. He rolls a 7, making him 13. He auto fails, bringing him to 0. I kill them both easily. Easily. Fucking imps. I won, so we go to 74. Dude, helping the witch out of the cage and fighting the wood golem was the best thing that ever happened to us. 74. Is the beggar still alive? If so, turn to 207. He sure is. Stranger, I cannot thank you enough, says the beggar. Ever since I was cursed with my sightless eyes, I have been tormented by those wicked demons. You talk to him a little while longer, while you both recover your breath. My story is a sad one of fortune to poverty, he tells you. 3 years ago, I was the 7th noble of Khare, back until the black-eyed curse befell me. You stop him mid-sentence and ask whether he knows anything about the North Gate spell. Aye, that I do, he continues, for I was entrusted with one of its lines. If your plan is to leave the Cityport that way, perhaps this will help you. My memory is fading, but I believe the line was, by Korga's grace, and... by Korga's grace, and... ... someone's pride. I'm sorry, stranger. My memory fails me. I cannot remember which of the gods it was. Perhaps you will find out in Korga's temple a little further down the road. There, you may talk with the god of grace, but if you do, you risk your life. I can give you one clue. The left eye leads the way. Okay, let's write that down. Left eye. More than that, I cannot tell. You thank him and prepare to leave. Before you go, he says, if you are heading out into the backlands, perhaps this will help. It has been my prized possession for many years, but now I feel I will never use it. I will never leave Khare, and it will undoubtedly help you on your journey. He gives you a ring of silver, fashioned with a serpent which coils around your finger. He believes it is a talisman which will protect you from serpents. To find out its real power, turn to reference 130 in the next adventure. Okay, we got a new item. Let's do it here. Next book, page 130, Silver Serpent Ring from Dark Souls 3. The ring is undoubtedly a valuable item. You thank him and collect your belongings, setting off down the road. Turn to 148. Amazing. That was a very easy fight for a very good reward. You follow the road toward the north gate. You are now leaving Khare proper, and you can see the Great Wall stretching across your path in the distance. Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. One building remains between you and the gate, and this looks to be a place of some significance. You continue and find that it is a large temple standing off the road. It is indeed a sight to behold. Totems of the ancient gods line the short path to the temple doors. The building itself is pyramidal, reaching high into the sky. Friezes of gargoyle... Friezes? How many books are there? There are 4, and they're all about the same length. They're all basically the same. It takes about 4 hours, or it took me like 4 hours to finish the first book, and we're an hour and 45 into this book, and I feel like we're over halfway done. So I feel like the books are all about the same thickness, but they might, like, the more powerful you get, the faster you go through them. You know what I mean? So the first book might be the hardest because you have no idea where you're going, and you have nothing to aid you. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll find out. But I feel like we're over halfway done. You continue and find that it is a large temple standing off the road. It is indeed a sight to behold. Totems of the ancient gods line the short path to the temple doors. The building itself is pyramidal, reaching high into the sky. Friezes of gargoyles and sculptures and polished metals ring the temple at each level. Around the doorway, rock-sculptured images of unimaginable creatures seem to guard the entrance. Do you wish to enter the Shrine of Khare, or will you ignore it and continue through the north gate? We are entering the Shrine of Khare because I need to figure out the rest of the puzzle for that thing he forgot. You try the door at the end and it swings open, creaking on its hinges. This sound is amplified by the hollow temple inside, and it echoes eerily for several moments. Cautiously, you peer inside. The place seems to be deserted. You can hear no signs of activity. Stepping into the shrine and closing the door behind you, the sight that greets your eyes takes your breath away. The walls are decorated with brightly colored murals depicting scenes from the religious mythology of Khare. Fine ornaments in precious metals are set in alcoves around the pews, and rich, woven tapestries cover every surface. A cunning trick of architecture catches the wind, and an ethereal humming is a constant background noise. 4 large stone gargoyles of winged demons watch over the shrine from their mounts high in the eaves and at the far ends of the room. In the focal point of the temple, the altar. Steps leading up to the altar seems to have been designed to emphasize the centerpiece of the shrine, a large golden idol fashioned in Khare's image. Will you make sure there is no one about? Check the shrine for traps. See if you can find anything precious worth stealing, or investigate the idol. Okay. I think we investigate. I don't really feel like stealing. I feel like that's fucking stupid. Let's turn to 122. You step up to the idol. It stands about man-size before you, and an engraved plaque above its head catches your attention. On Khare's face, you kiss across and finish with the lips. What does it say? You read it. It seems to be a message which allows you to talk to the god. Do you wish to try? If so, turn to 252. Otherwise, you may leave the temple by turning to 109. It says, for answers to your questions, you must err not, else me spits. On Khare's face, you kiss across and finish with the lips. Wait, okay, so it's left eye, right eye, forward, forehead, lips. Okay, I've got it. Yeah, I've got it. 252. It's not kiss across. It's kiss across. Get it? 252. I fucking got it. As the message suggests, you must kiss the idol's face. Where will you kiss first? Forehead, right eye, left eye. 284. Where will you kiss next? Right eye. 78. Where will you kiss next? Forehead. 52. Oops. Where will you kiss next? Lips. 141. As you kiss the lips, the idol's eyes flick open. Its lips do not move, but a soft voice comes from its mouth. Stranger, you are not of my faith, whispers the god. Nevertheless, you have completed the ritual, and I will answer you one question. Dude, goated. Hell yeah. What will you ask the god? Who has the knowledge of the spells necessary to open the North Gate? What will fate have in store for you in the Backlands? What is the name of the god of pride? How may you best avoid the guards on the North Gate? Okay, so I want to know 101. Am I a big booty Latina? I don't know, Bumner, are you? You listen to the idol's mouth as it replies to your question. The god of pride is my own brother. He is called Forga. Although he has fallen from favor with our circle of deities and has not been worshipped by the people of Khare for close to a century. Is this information useful to you? You may now leave the temple. Okay, so I could save scum. So I have by Korga's grace and Forga's pride and one look made of Gollum's hide. One lock made. My C was looking pretty O-ish right there. Okay, so I'm missing. It's a big long. It's a riddle, apparently. So I am not going to save scum. We're going to go to 109. However, 141. If we do want to save scum, 141 is the place to save scum. Holy shit! If you do this, okay. So this book operates where if you if you don't have two dice, you can just flick through the book and stop at a random page, and every page has dice at the bottom of the page, and so that's like your roll. And this one says win 20 gold pieces. What the fuck? All right, so we're going to 109. You leave the temple and head on. The large north gate looms up in front of you. The gate is heavily guarded, and you will have to make plans for dealing with the guards. Turn to 175. Wait, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I haven't met the other two people. In front of the gate, the city guards are patrolling in threes. You stop at a tree and pick your moment to approach. When only one group of three stands between you and the north gate, you step out toward them. They look at you scornfully. The gate is closed, simpleton, says the tallest of the three. So turn around and head back into town. You dare not fight them, as their comrades will soon be back. Will you offer them a bribe or cast a spell? I have to offer a bribe? Good ASCII. It's horrifying. Horrifying. 157. How much will you offer? 1, 3, or 5? Let's do 3. 1 for each. 287. Turn to 287. Lose 3 gold pieces. That brings me down to 9 gold pieces. Why did I have to give away 7 gold to that fucking well? 287. They look at each other, trying to decide whether they could get any more gold out of you. All right, traveler, says the tall one, but whatever you want to do, make it quick. They take your offering and wander off away from the gate. You now have a short time in which to step up to the gate and try to open it. Turn to 271. You step up to the dark north gate of Khare. A few yards from the gate, you stop dead as a phantom voice speaks to you. Halt, stranger, booms the voice. You look around, but no one is near. It is the gate itself which is speaking to you. You may not pass through this gate, for it is wizard locked. If you do not know the unlock spell, your next step forward will mean your instant death. Do you know the 4 lines of the spell which will open the gate? If you do, arrange them in the correct order and speak them at the gate. 3 numbers are hidden within the spell. If you write these down in order, the result will be a 3-digit number. Turn to the reference with this number to see whether you have recited the spell correctly. If you do not know the 4 lines of the spell, you will have to start again, this time being careful to follow all the clues which will lead you to the keepers of the spell lines. Start again? Okay. How far does this go? I think I can make a guess. Does it go into the 4s? Okay, I think it's 4-1. I think it's I'm gonna guess 4-1 something. So there 4-1-2 is right here. You recite your spell and wait. A tingle runs down your back as a creaking noise comes from the gate. But rather than seeing the gate open in front of you, you see a ghost-like puff of smoke come from a wooden box high up on the frame. It skips about in the air like a puppet, and you are transfixed watching it. Suddenly, it shoots down towards you, and before you can act, it has engulfed you. You cough and sweat, panicking, as you realize that this is a sulfur ghost whose poisonous fumes are suffocating you. As you were warned, the north gate of Khare has its own defenses, and the uninitiated attempt to open it only at the risk of their own lives. Yours has now been lost. Damn, we died. Okay, where can I go? I need to go back. Let's see, where can I go back to? Let's try 250. Let's see how far that puts me. Oh my god, we're back in the sewer? Okay, where do I get out of the sewer? So I went to 174. 174. And then I went to 77. And then I went to 196. Then 42. Then 10, then 69. Okay, I remember 69 was the way out. As it is tend to be. Back towards the Cityport. Okay, so we went to the graveyard. So let's go to 319. Man, I just can't get enough of swimming and shit. Thank you. Me too. Me too. That's exactly where I wanted to load my last save. 319. You're now leaving the city center. Will you give him a gold piece or will you press toward the gate? So what happens if I go to 148? Follow the road toward the north gate. You are now leaving Khare proper. Shrine of Korga or ignore it and go to the gate. Okay, so we need to go back even further. I think we need to go to fucking, like, 116. This is whack. I don't know where my saves are. Okay, right before 116, 204. Back off and leave the square. Okay, we're leaving the square. We're going to 275. You make your way back from the monument and make your way cautiously around it to the far side of the square. Turn to 135. Okay, so we're starting at... So this was a dead end, but we did gain a little bit of knowledge. So I'm going to leave my gold and stats where they are. I feel like that's proper punishment. I feel like losing fucking 9 gold is proper punishment. So 275. to 135. I gotta drink some water. Hold on. Let's see if I can grab my cat. Okay, I got his ass. Okay, I am here for real now. Hello. I hope your day was excellent. Where were you until now? The fucky? What were you doing until now? Look, you're just in time. Look at that teefy. You guys want to see some shit? Look at this. Isn't she so funny? You're a good boy. So handsome. Look how big he is. Look at him. He's massive. Oh, fuck. He just clawed the fuck out of me. He tried to hold on. Okay. Now I'm covered in cat hair. He always sheds. Every time I pet him, it's like he just releases everything. You were collecting veg. Okay, well, welcome back. Here's what you missed, okay? I don't know when you left. Probably when you joined the stream. Long Cretan. It didn't flag it for me. It might have flagged it as like that could be a mean word, but I don't have Autobot, or Automod, so it showed up. Bro, there's cat hair in my mouth. So here's what you missed, Howard. I left when you started dueling after the bet. Oh my god, dude. That was forever ago. Okay. So we won, of course. We went and we found we died, reset. We found this courtyard that had like a monument in the middle. We went to inspect the monument and we asked the people what's up with the monument. And they killed us because they were apparently something called the Red Eyes, and they shot a beam through our brain. We reset. We decided to just go into the monument, or go up to the monument, and we struggled. They caught us, and we struggled, and they threw us down the well. And it turns out that it was not a monument at all, but in fact, the cistern for the city's sewage system. So they threw us into, what is that called? Under the ground. Is it called a cistern? It's like under the ground, and it's your sewage leads into it, and eventually over time you have to, if you're on like a, yeah, I guess a cistern, yeah. If you're on like a farmland, you're gonna have one of these. But you have like plumbing. It's like a really big tank under your ground, basically. Septic tank. So they basically threw us into the sewer, and we landed in a giant septic tank, and we had to find our way out of the maze of sewage, fight a monster. We escaped. We then saved we gave $9 to a well because we got stuck into a loop, and I thought that we were going to get a prize at the end, but we ended up losing like $9 fucking dollars. It was a nightmare. For no reason, it just looped, and I didn't even realize until I was like, wait, I've been to that number before. So it got me. And then we gave money to a beggar, and then some harpies tried to kill the beggar, and we saved the beggar. The beggar gave us a hint to kiss a god starting on the left eye, and we kissed him in a cross because it's Easter, and he gave us a code. And then we also went and fought an undead in a cemetery. What is that called? A tomb, a catacomb. We fought an undead that was being possessed by a death wight. And we had to call on our god, so we lost our use of our god ability. But we got a second code. However, the code reads, I have two parts here. So part number 1 says, 1 lock made of Golem's hide. The next part of the code says, by courage's grace and someone's pride. By kissing the god effigy in the correct order, we found out that it's Korga's, by Korga's grace and Forga's pride, his twin brother. So, and then we were forced to go to the gate, the mage gate, where we are reading a code. And the way that it works is you get 4 codes, 4 sentences. That's all part of one thing. We have to organize them in a way that makes sense, right? And then we have to go to that number. So one of them does not have a number. One of them, and then 3 of them will have a number. However, you need all 4 in order to organize it in like a logical, okay, this is clear, this poem makes sense now. So I guessed, because 1 lock made of Golem's hide, that's 1. By Korga's grace and Forga's pride, that's 4. So I assumed it was 4-1. So I went to the 4 ones and found the entry that was 410 something. And I found 412, and 412 killed us. So we had to restart and go all the way back because I didn't want to go through the sewer again. I didn't want to do the graveyard or the Korga kissing. So I have to go somewhere else. I clearly fucked up royally bad. I guess not, because like I think that this book is designed that like you're gonna find 2 of them per run. So I found 2 of them, then I died. I restart, I find the other 2, and I don't die. So it at minimum takes 2 runs. So I think that we're on the right track. I'm sure that there's a way to get through it just by luck, finding all 4 of them, not going into the sewer, not dying to the red eyes, and not being captured by the city guard, right? However, I do kind of want to be captured by the city guard because I do have the key that gets me out of the jail cell. So I think I actually want to do that. I'm also hoping I can find like a magical item shop so I can spend my 2 gems. I feel like if I'm ever going to spend these gems, it's going to be here, you know? Very immersive adventure. The sewer was very Fear and Hunger Termina. It was very Fear and Hunger to Termina. And I was not having a good time. Okay, anyway, so we are on 135 now. Welcome back to the stream. Look at that thing. 135. The way onwards leads up a street along which a market is being set up. Will you wait to see what is being offered, or continue up the street? If you are short on cash, you may wish to enter a large building on the left with a sign reading The Gambling Halls of Vlada. Hi, Ducky B. Do you believe the moon is real? Of course I do. Do I believe that the moon is alive? Of course I do. It's been a long time, Ducky B. Welcome back. Okay, so I do not want to gamble. I would like to spend money. 226. Oh my god. Woman. 226. Food, weapons, and trinkets are on sale in the market. You may buy provisions for your trip at the cost of 3 gold pieces per meal's worth. 2 weapons take your fancy. a bow with a quiver of silver-tipped arrows at 5 gold pieces, and a fine double-edged broadsword costing 4 pieces. Thinking of your journey across the backlands, you are interested in a tinderbox for lighting fires, 2 gold pieces, and a bottle of snake bite antidote, 3 gold pieces. Buy any of these you wish, or you can afford, and turn to 162. Okay, I would like to buy a lot of stuff here. I think I'm going to spend all of my gem here. I know that the rules for the gem say that you can only spend it as one thing, but because it's not like we're spending it on food at one place and sleep at another place. I'm doing this all at one place. I feel like it makes sense that I could trade the gems for a collection of items. So what I would like to buy is the... I don't need the bow. The bow was useful to kill the Death Wight, and I did that by summoning my god. So do I. This is how I got this cool badge emote. Let me see that. Oh, the NASA emote. Yeah. Whoa, look at those NASA emotes. Whoa. Yeah, I was actually watching that. And there was not a lot going on. It was like a part of the stream where it was really dark. And I watched for like 5 or so minutes, and it kind of stayed dark. And I was like, okay, there's not really much to see here. I'd rather just watch the clips. The clips, you know? But there were a lot of people in that stream. There was like a crazy amount of people in that stream. So I would like to buy a meal's worth. Let's see. I want to buy the sword for 4. The tinderbox for 2. So that's 6. The snake bite for 3. And the... Okay, so that puts me at 9. And I think I'm going to spend the rest of my gem plus 1 on 4 provisions. So that will put me down to 8 here. And my gems are gone. And I've now gained double-edge broadsword. Wait, no, I don't need the sword. Wait, I don't need the sword. Hold on. I don't need the sword because I already have a sword. Well, actually, no, you know what? It's a really good idea to buy the sword. It's a really good idea to buy the sword. In case I lose my sword, it's a really good idea to have a backup. No bonuses. Double-edged broadsword. Tinderbox. Snake anti-venom. I need to make this smaller. Let's change the text color. Is that readable? Yeah, it's not bad. And then I now have 4 provisions. What the fuck? What the fuck? Do as I command, game. Press check mark. Why is the check mark not pressing? It's literally, it won't exit this. What's happening here? Jesus Christ, I just had to mash exit. God, that was annoying. Okay. What's happening? Photoshop, come on. Eraser, please. Okay, there we go. God. Yo, so it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Something's fucked here. I can't save? Yo, what is happening? What? Why can't I save? Wait, why is my Photoshop all fucked up? Did you get a new camera since you last played Silksong? No, the same camera. I just moved. I don't know what's happening, man. I really don't want to quit, but I guess I gotta quit Photoshop and hope that it prompts me to save. Yes, save. What the fuck? What the fuck is happening here? Okay, hold on one moment. I have to reopen that character sheet. Okay. I believe I fixed it. Four. Okay, I don't know what was just happening there. That was really annoying. My computer I think my computer might be dying, to be honest with you. I got this computer in 2021, or it was 2022, but it came out in 2020. So I got it on sale for like $1,500 so I got like 300, I got an upgraded version, 16 gigabytes of RAM, half a terabyte of memory. So the upgraded version, which I think was like $2,000 something when it first came out, I got it for $1,500 from Best Buy because it was on sale. So it was already like an older version. That's the cycle time for storage. Yeah, but it's an M1. What's the cycle time for integrated ARM storage? You know what I'm saying? What's the runtime on that? The people I've looked this up before, and the people online are saying that M1 series are still going strong. And when I don't have a lot of stuff open, like if I've only got Premiere open, it runs really, really well. But if I've got more stuff open, that's when it starts failing me, you know? No, like the SSD? True. So it could be nothing to do with the RAM or the M1 chip or anything like that. It could just be that my SSD sucks, and so everything takes a little bit longer to work. Could be. I guess I'll keep running it. Okay, there's also the truth that 2 years ago, I spilled water on my laptop, and I took it to the Apple store, the Genius Bar, just nearing the end of its lifespan. Okay. I took it to the Apple Genius Bar, and they were like, if everything's working, they said if you want to repair it, it will basically cost what the laptop cost when you bought it. So he was like, it's going to cost like $1,500 before tax to fix it. Basically, they were like, we have to replace everything inside. So you're essentially buying a brand new laptop, but it's going to be like we're going to transfer all your data. So it'll be the same laptop, but with all new internals, right? Like Sisyphus or whatever it is, the ship of Theseus. And I was like, fuck that. That's a waste of my money. I'd rather just save up an extra $500 and get an M3. Like, why would I waste my money? And he was like, yeah, that's also what I recommend. And I said, so when's it going to die? He said, there's no way to tell. To be honest with you, it's probably just going to get slowly worse over time, you know? Yeah, you'd have to look up how to replace the storage, but if I remember correctly, it's a super mega giga pain in the ass to even source the part, much less work on it. And it's also very expensive from what I understand. If you're buying Apple parts, it tends to be quite expensive. I don't have that kind of money. I'm fine with my computer being a little fucky. As long as it lasts me another like year or two, I will be perfectly happy with it. I'm gonna use this shit until it's like my old Windows laptop where like the buttons just stop fucking working and I can't use the shift button anymore, or I can't like the backlight on the keyboard doesn't work anymore. I'm just gonna keep rocking, dude. Okay, anyway, where were we? What number did I just go to? 226. And I spent all of my money. Okay, so we are done here. Turn to 162. I got a spare sword. I got 4 provisions, which I had 0. I have a tinderbox, a snakebite antidote, and I don't need the bow and arrow. So I'm good. Let's go. I'm ready for the next adventure. 162. I am very low on money, though. I would really love to get another way to get some money. The bow and arrow, tinderbox, and snakebite antidote are simply as they seem and have no magical properties. The broadsword is difficult to use, but will cause more damage if you strike an opponent with it. If you have bought the broadsword, you may use it in battle. While using it, you must deduct 1 from your attack strength dice rolls, but if you inflict a wound with it, you deduct 3 stamina points worth of damage instead of the usual 2. You may now... Oh, shit, so it is a magical sword. Okay, all right, that's fucking awesome. So it is minus one to attack, +1 to damage. Okay, so we're equipping that, which means that we now have in our inventory beginner sword. Everything's getting a little small, but it's okay. So we went from 162 to 83. That was so exactly what I wanted to happen. Oh, fuck, my cat's about to go to the bathroom. I hate when he goes to the bathroom. Further up the road, you pass a small graveyard overhung with leafy branches. No, I don't want to do this. No, I don't want to do this. Do you think it would be safer to head out to the Cityport? Yes, because I've already done that. So let's go to 127. 127. A little further up the road, you come to a well. A rope hangs down. No. Do you wish to toss a gold piece? No, I have already done this. 319. I think we are screwed, everybody. I don't think I gained anything from this. I think we're going to have to go back to a previous point in the road. 319. You're now leaving the city. Will you give him a gold piece? Okay, so we have already done this. Okay, so we need to go even further back. What we do here is go back. Let's see. I say we go all the way back to 28. We're walking back into the city, everybody. We obviously missed something, probably when we RNG'd our rolls. So let's go back to 28. You reach a fork in the road that you may continue straight ahead or up to the left. Okay, so this time we did the horse. I remember this. We did the horse. Okay, so we're going to go here, and 28 is going to be our new save state. We are going to track up to the left. Sure. We're not riding the horse. The horse was a mistake. You follow the road, which narrows. A group of young orclings are scurrying down toward you, shoving and hitting one another. Seeing you, they rush up and surround you, and 10 little voices are pestering. Hello, 1 gold piece? The hands are poking at you, held flat to receive your donation. Will you toss them a gold piece or ignore them and press onward? I will toss them a gold piece. I know that I'm running low on gold. I don't care. I feel like the way to advance in these games is to you have to give to receive, right? These games require a sacrifice. That takes me to 91. You toss the gold into the air and they squabble over it. You may ask them where they have come from, how you may reach the center of the city, whether they have heard of anyone called Vic. I don't know why I would ask that, but sure, let's do that. I've never heard of anyone named Vic that I can remember. .246. They look at one another and shake their heads. They have never heard of Vic. One of them shouts, another gold piece, and they all join in, holding out their hands and demanding more money. Turn to 329. As they close in around you, you feel small hands mauling your backpack. They try to reach inside it to see if they have anything worth stealing. Test your luck. If you are lucky, turn to 316. I am lucky because I have enough luck to auto-succeed. 12. 316. You free yourself of the little urchins and continue up the track. A short distance further on on, you come across a large-ish home made of stones and mortar. This place looks quite important. Will you walk up to the front door, creep around the back, or continue straight on? Let's go to the front door. I feel like I'm going to get stabbed by a chest or by a trap. 140. You stand in front of a solid oak wood door, decorated with elaborate carvings. In the middle is a great brass knocker, and you rap 3 times. Moments later, the door opens and an elderly man in a gown stands before you. A strange, spiky creature with a lizard head nestles next to his leg. You greet him apprehensively. He returns your greeting and appears to be not unfriendly. He will allow you to enter, but not with your weapon. Will you hand him your weapon, turn to 229, or force your way in? Did you ever play Frostpunk? I don't think so. I think it's on my wish list. But I don't have a Windows computer, so most of the games that people recommend me, I cannot play. Like at all. I can't play them. It's actually impossible. I've tried a couple of different ways. I've tried with a virtual machine. I tried with my old shitty Windows laptop that I still have with me. For some reason, I never use it. But the buttons don't work. It's like $4 right now for everything. I just copped it. Let me look it up. Or actually, let me add it to this piece of paper here. I think I've heard of it. I don't remember what the game is about. I'm not sure if it's a game for me, but I'll look it up. Okay, what did I need to do? I have 2 swords, and it doesn't say what sword, so I'm going to leave my beginner sword behind. And I'm just going to keep the other one in my inventory. Because this game doesn't really have an inventory, so they don't really account for you having 2 swords, right? So I need to continue to 229. I assume I'd have to fight the spiky thing. He takes your weapon and leaves it by the door. He seems genuinely friendly, introducing himself as Lortag the Elder, a scholar and sage. You follow him to his study, 336. And if you like Frostpunk, there's a similar game on the same website Hollow Knight got funded on. What site did Hollow Knight get funded on? Was that Kickstarter? $336. Ooh, okay. You follow him into his study, an elegant room lined floor to ceiling with books. You converse with him on the way and learn that he is a sage and scholar who now teaches local children. He seems to be a fairly peaceful fellow, quite out of character with the city he lives in. He explains he has a good life and wishes to spend the rest of it doing what he can to help civilize the city, as it is apparent that he may be able to help you with your quest. You ask him if he knows anything of the spell needed to open the North Gate. Indeed, I know one line of the spell, he says, and this I will gladly tell you if you can help me with my problem I am having. You agree to help him if you can. I have recently been trying to decipher some runes. I am working on an exercise, but I am now stuck as I do not know which runes follow in the sequence. Which would you say should follow? You have some knowledge of runes and study the problem carefully. Look at the sequence depicted in the illustration and choose the runes that you think you should follow. Waterworld meets Frostpunk meets Call of Cthulhu. I mean, I'll have to check it out. If Frostpunk looks interesting, then I'll check out their new game. Okay, so I have no idea what the fuck I'm looking at here. I'm supposed to... Okay. Which would you say you should follow? You have some knowledge of runes and study the problem carefully. Look at the sequence depicted in the illustration and choose the rune that you think should follow. Am I supposed to read this left to right? Am I supposed to read it like, am I supposed to go like this? Like this? So we've got cross, X, cross, plus, square, circle. Dog, I am so utterly confused. I am so confused. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. What sequence are you talking about? I assume that it's supposed to be... Oh, shit. Oh, my God. Wait. What? Dog. We were on the wrong page on OBS. OBS froze. I think OBS fucked up, and that's why Premiere was messing up, too. Dude, who knows how long ago that was? Oh, what a shame. What a shame. It's okay. This is the first page where we've had to actually be visual. Guys, I have no idea what I'm looking at. I have no idea what I'm looking at here. So this is the rune that we're supposed to be choosing on the right here. And this on the left here are the runes that he has figured out. And so I assume we're supposed to be figuring out this one right here. So we're supposed to draw, but I don't understand at all what we're looking at. I am so clueless as to what we're looking at right here. Sometimes OBS will just freeze for me, and like you guys will be like, we can't see anything, or it's frozen, and the game is still going for me, but for you guys, it's just frozen. And I have never seen that on another Twitch channel, ever. I have never, ever seen that happen to anyone else. I can only assume it is a Mac problem. I can only assume it is an L Mac problem. I have no idea. I have literally no idea which of these is the right answer. So I'm just going to guess. We're going to do 115. I have absolutely no idea. I am not a magician. I can't even begin to figure out what I'm supposed to do there. Let me see, he says. No, I don't think that's right. I've already tried that rune and it makes no sense. Never mind. Thank you anyway for trying. Okay, let's go back to 336. Okay, so if it's definitely not that one. Brother, this is impossible. What am I looking at? You know what? I'm Googling it. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm muted? What? Why was it pulled down all the way? What? Dude, this is a nightmare. Nightmare stream. How did that even happen? How did that even happen? When did that even happen? Like, okay, that makes literally no sense. Wait, you can't hear anything. You can't hear the music. You can't hear anything anymore. Dude, I think OBS fucking fried my computer. Legitimately. You can't hear the music or anything anymore. Dude, what the fuck? Okay. Everything should be back. Dude, something happened. When Photoshop freaked out, all of my sources froze. Every source froze. And for some reason my mic dropped to 0 decibels. Like it literally went all the way down as if somebody dragged it all the way down to 0. That's crazy. That's very frustrating. This is a nightmare endeavor. I think Photoshop glitched out and broke my computer for a minute there. Okay, so here's what you missed. I read a forum post, and the forum post basically it was like an old one, not even on Reddit. A really old forum post that said that the puzzle is nigh incomprehensible and that barely anybody can figure it out. However, this person from Hungary said that someone in their circle figured it out. And the answer is that it is a 6-sided die. So as we see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the only side remaining of a die is 1. So the answer is 274. There we go. So we go to 274. I had to look that shit up. So many people online, so many people were like, I failed Khare over and over and over again because I had to restart after choosing lore tags option. They were like, I did 1, you fail. I did 2, you fail. I did 3. Oh, that's the answer? How's that the answer? But somebody figured it out. Okay, 274. Let me see that, he says. Why do you think this rune is correct? You explain that the others represent spots on a gambling die. This rune is the missing one. Of course, he exclaims. He's very excited at you having solved his problem and then enthusiastically agrees to help you in your quest. I know of only one line in the spell you require, he states, and it reads as follows. So tumblers, 2 sealed deep inside. Two sealed deep inside. Okay, this is really upsetting because this is pointing to the answer being 412. And 412 is the answer that I found. And it killed me. So I don't really understand. But we do have one other one to find. Maybe that will point us in the correct direction. I know not who keeps the other 3 lines, but they are all leading citizens. In this city, often the creatures know more than the menfolk, so this gift may be of use to you. He hands you a small pouch with that which appears to be a handful of green fur inside. You pull it out and find that it is a wig, which may be useful in your spells. Thanking him, you decide to press on, collecting your weapon on the way out. Restore your luck to its initial value. Okay, so we gained a green wig. I'm going to put that here under... oops. No, I don't want that. I'm going to put it right here. I wish this were bigger. Green wig. Why is everything underlined? Why is that? Is that just the... I think that's just the script. Oh, it's not underlined. I'm stupid. Oh, all right. I'm going to head to sleep. Good night, Alex. Good night. Thanks for hanging out. If you want to see the end of this, it'll be uploaded tomorrow. So we are going to... Oh, I didn't finish reading. Restore your luck and turn to 133. A little further along the road, you come to a tradesman's area where potters, weavers, and artists are showing their wares outside of their huts. Will you stop and look or continue? Sure, I'll look. I don't have any money, so I probably won't buy anything, but I'll take a look. 2 artisans look particularly interesting. An artist with no hands who is exhibiting a series of portraits, and a firemaster who is displaying ornate fires, all colored in different hues. Which do you want to look at? The artist's work or the firemaster's fires? Let's go to 96. Different colored fire. 96. You walk over and greet the firemaster. He smiles and hopes you are interested in his fires. He shows you the beauty of white, green, blue, and black fire. He is able to create little fires of all these different colors by placing his special rocks of corresponding colors into the flame. You are most impressed, as his creations are certainly beautiful, but they would be of little use to you. Perhaps you would be interested in one of my special fires, he said. Have a look inside. If you wish to enter the hut, turn to 108. If you would rather look at the artist's painting, turn to 18. Let's go to 108. You enter the hut. In the center of the room, underneath an open chimney, a fierce fire is burning. Although the blaze is considerable, very little heat actually comes from it, and looking into it, you can see a wooden chest resting on the embers in the center of the flames, but it is not burning. If you are apprehensive, you may leave the hut and continue on your way. Otherwise, you may plot a way to see what treasures might lie in the chest. You could try stepping into the flame, as they are not hot, or you can cast a spell. Let's step into the flame. You step cautiously into the fire. Although the flames do not burn you, the fire begins to sizzle and spit as you enter. As if this were a warning, the firemaster appears in the doorway. He is extremely angry that you would be attempting to steal from his chest and tosses a sooty powder into the fire. You shriek loudly as the fire heats up and you are standing in the middle of an blazing inferno. You leap from the fire with flames sprouting from your clothes. Lose 5 stamina from your burns. You pat out the flames from your burning garments, and the firemaster orders you out and on your way. Okay, I kind of knew that was going to happen. That was like pretty obvious. So let's go back to 108 and go to the, was it 108? No, let's go back to, what was it, 96? To the painter. Okay, that's what I wanted to do, but once he was like step into the fire, I was like, this is obviously going to damage us. All right, 18. The artist's portraits are of various nobles in Khare. You wonder how he can possibly paint without hands, and he explains that he has a magical paintbrush with which he can paint by will. He tells you that he is now actually using the paintbrush to paint inside his hut. Do you want to enter the hut and see his current creation, or will you look inside at the firemaster? Okay, 176. You enter the hut. which is decorated with more of the artist's works. Near the center of the room is an easel, and, working furiously at a painting, which is facing away from you, is a brush, seemingly guided by an invisible hand. You cross the room and look at the canvas. The picture it is painting is an image of you. Do you wish to wait for the painting to finish, perhaps to buy it from the artist? Or, turn to 67, will you stop the brush from finishing its work, or will you now leave the hut? Sure, let's do 67. I don't think I'm going to buy it, but let's take a look. As the painting is completed, to your astonishment, the image moves on its canvas, looking directly at you. The painting moves its hands to grab the edge of the canvas, haul itself off the board, and climbs down to the ground. Before you stands a duplicate of yourself. You look at each other for a moment. A voice comes from outside, and the artist commands the painting to attack you and grab your money. Resolve your combat with your double. It has the same skill and stamina as you. If you win, you may leave the hut. Alternatively, you may cast a spell. As the artist did not realize you were a sorcerer, he has endowed his creation with no magical powers. Ooh, okay, this is going to be interesting. Let's fight. Let's fight, these damn AI artists. Right, true. Bro, God, I'm about to sneeze again. Oh, I wonder what the deal is, man. Why am I so sneezy? Why am I so, like, sniffly and my nose is so itchy? Okay, so we are... Oh, fuck, this is terrible. Okay, but here's the thing. We're going to lose a lot of health here. Okay, so it's 1337 versus 1337. So 13 versus 13. AI is never art. I 100% agree with you. Okay, so he rolled a 5. That makes him 18. I rolled a 7. I win. He goes down to... This is going to take 4 fucking ever. So instead of doing this at 37, let's do it so that we're both at 13, which is my base HP. So he goes down to 11. He rolls a 9. That's terrible. It's 21. I rolled a 8. I go down to 11. He rolls a 7. That's 20. I roll an 8. All right, cool. He goes down to 9. 9 versus 8. Oh my God. It's one hit, one hit, one hit, one hit. He rolled a 4. I rolled an 8. Okay, he goes down to 7. He rolled a 9. Oh my God, he hits me. Dude, it's literally, he hits me, I hit him. He hits me, I hit him. He rolled a 6. I rolled a 6. He rolled a 6. I rolled a 2. Oh my God, no. Oh my God, he's going to beat me. He rolled an 8. I rolled a 7. He's going to beat me. He rolled a 7. I rolled a 7. He rolled a 10. I rolled a 4. I'm 1 hit away from dead. He rolled... Bro, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I'm fucking done. Fuck the AI. I'm pissed off. I win. Fuck them. I'm cheating. I'm done with this. This is... son of a bitch. Oh, fuck. Turn to 137. God damn it. God damn it. You know what? Fuck it. This is not worth doing. Is it worth doing? Literally, I get literally nothing from fighting him. I get literally nothing from fighting him. I'm just going to imagine that I didn't fucking fight him. You continue along the road until you reach a Y junction, where you carry on northwards. Turn to 191. That was so stupid. I'm way too powerful. And the fucking dice roller is always in favor. I feel like last time We were demolishing everyone, and this time I'm getting my dick kicked in. And it's the same rolls. It's like nothing's really changing. You reach a junction where several roads converge. You may continue ahead or turn right. I recognize 297, so we're going to 84. You soon arrive at another crossroad where you may turn left or carry on straight. Fuck, 57. Bro, come on. The road leads onwards. You are nearing the center of Khare, and the homes and buildings are more densely located. As you walk along one side of the road and watching the other, you are grabbed from behind and pulled into a building. You spin to face your attacker. He is a dark... Okay, hold on. Steve Jackson. Every enemy has been described as black or dark-skinned. What's up with that? Steve Jackson, are you alive? Can you answer? Why are all of your villains and enemies dark-skinned? What's up with that? It's just, it happens I noticed it like 5 times ago, and it's happened literally every single time. With a stubby beard, he is evidently surprised at your strength and releases you, holding up his hands to show that he means no harm. My friend, I am very sorry for giving you a fright, he says, but I am a lonely man in this city of evil. You are a human like myself, and I have not seen you in these parts before. Pray, sit down with me and talk for a while. I'll do you no harm. He seems friendly enough, but there is a mischievous glint in his eye that you do not trust. You are in his home, which is furnished with a table, chair, and cupboards of wood and woven tapestries hanging on the walls. Will you stay and talk with him, or do you wish to leave? Sure, I'll stay and talk with him. He's gonna I am so lonely me, like Conquest did in Invincible. You both sit down and he asks you about yourself and about the world outside of Khare. You answer his questions, but he seems a little distant and you're not sure whether he is really interested or not. You ask him about Khare. This is a treacherous place, he starts. I can tell you plenty about the dangers of the Cityport, but first, would you like some ale? Will you have a drink with him, or would you rather be leaving? I guess I'll have a drink with him. However, I'm going to underline that because if he fucking kills us, I'm leaving. I'm coming back so I can leave. 34. He returns with 2 mugs of ale, deliberately placing one in front of you. The center of Khare is around the port, he says, and it is a dangerous place to be at night. Many street wanderers get waylaid and captured for the slave ships, so make sure you are settled in an inn before sundown. And another thing, but come, drink your ale. You have not yet started your drink. Will you sup and let him continue, or will you cast a spell? Can't cast a spell. So we're going to 236. You down the drink and lick the froth from your lips. As I was saying, he continues, another thing to watch for is the portal traps on the far side of the Jabaji. The nobles live on the north side and protect themselves with magical portals. If you should fall into one, who knows where you'll wind up? The tone of his voice changes and his eyes narrow. But you, my proud friend, will never reach the north side. Van Gorn, the murderer, has claimed another victim. He laughs loudly, and you feel a stabbing pain in your stomach. You have been poisoned. You are minutes away from death unless you can cast a spell. Or you can summon the aid of Libra. Okay, take me back to 186. Yeah, he's a murderer. Yep. We are leaving. 173. Waste of my time. The man becomes angry. Ungrateful traveler, he shouts. You may not refuse my hospitality. Join me in a mug of ale. Do this, or you shall never leave this house. Will you consider and accept his offer of ale, or will you fight if necessary to escape? Yep, let's fucking kill him. He's a murderer, so let's kill him. You step forward to leave. He grabs a bow from the wall, loads an arrow, and aims straight at you. You will not escape from Van Gorn the murderer, he gloats, and draws the string back. You may draw your weapon and attack. 13. Fuck you, Van Gorn. Fucking murdering bitch. He fires the arrow as you attack. Will it strike its mark? Throw 1 die to see where it hits. One. It pierces your eye, you die instantly. Okay, great. Another 1. A 3. It sinks into your leg. Lose 3 stamina. Okay, it cuts the wrist of your sword arm. Deduct 2 skill points? Bro, this is gnarly. This is fucking gnarly. I guess I'll lose 2 stamina, because what the helly? Dude, look at these things. It's like you die instantly. Lose 5, lose 3, lose 2, lose 1, and lose 2 skill points, or it misses. If you are alive, resolve your battle. 7, 8. Okay, so he would have to roll a minimum of 6 to hit me. So let's just roll. If he doesn't roll a 6, he would need to roll a minimum of 6, 7, 8. 8 to, hold on. He needs to roll a minimum of 9 to beat me. If he doesn't roll a 9 a single time in 4 rolls, then he's fucking done. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's dead. He didn't hit me a single time. Okay, I don't even need to do the math. If you win, turn to 105. That's just the way that the cookie crumbles. That's nasty. Bro, this is wild, dude. You go through the murderer's pockets and find 8 gold pieces. Okay, hell yeah. We're back up. We're back on top, baby. We're running it. There's little else of value in the room, but you do find a jar marked poison, which you may take. Another jar contains essence of bark, which may also be useful. Eventually, you leave the building. Sure. Okay, let's write those down. So I have a poison. I need to change some things here. Bro, this is too small. How do I like... Yeah, like that. That's what I want. And then I want to make a new one. So I have a green wig, poison, and a essence of bark bottle. Amazing. All right. When we leave, we turn to 46. Come on, just give me the other... give me the last piece of the puzzle, man. 46. Continue along the street. You reach another junction where you may either turn left, turn right, or carry on straight. It's always something. Take me to 60. Street eventually meets another. Turning left, this will take you into the center of Khare if you take this route. And you take this route, 165. I think I've already been here. Night is approaching, and you have no wish to spend in the streets of Khare. You stop a passing woman. Yes, I've already done this. So let's go back to 46. Just take me. Take 131. Okay, 131. Take me to the last fucking person. Street eventually meets another, turning right and taking you to the center of Khare if you choose this route, 165. Oh my fucking god, they all lead to the same place, don't they? Okay, 139. I bet you they all lead to the same place. This is fucking crazy. Further along the street, you pass a small chapel. From the noise inside, you would guess that a meeting of some sort is going on. Do you wish to investigate? Yes, 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 187. 187. Yes, oh my god, finally, something new. You step into the chapel as a woman and her children are leaving. He really is a holy man, mother, the little one says. Saylin's brother, the lame one, answered his question yesterday and his leg was healed. He ran for the first time in his life. You are intrigued, and you enter the meeting hall. A large number of children and adults are sitting on the floor. At one end, on a platform, is a gray-haired man in white robes talking to the crowd. Does anyone else wish to take the test of slang? He asks. If you can answer my question, he will grant you any wish. If you cannot, you must renounce your god and worship slang, the god of malice. Do you wish to take up his challenge? If so, turn to 156. If not, you may leave the chapel and continue. Okay, 156. We have to. This is the only way forward. You raise your hand and accept his challenge. And who is your god, stranger? Asked the priest. You tell him Libra, the goddess of justice. You tell him, Libra, the goddess of justice? I know nothing of her, he says. You will find slang a much more powerful deity. Let us see whether Libra can help you with your challenge of slang. If you answer my question correctly, you may ask anything you wish. But if you cannot, you must renounce Libra and become a follower of slang. Do you agree? You nod and tell him to ask his question. Bigfoot the Elder walked south for 3 furlongs sowing oats, then east for 2 furlongs sowing corn, okay? South for 3, and then east for 2, then north for 5, and then finally southwest for 4. Have you got that? Are you ready for the question? When you're ready, turn to 301. It's a 3-4-5 right triangle, okay? 301. The question is, and here the priest pauses for effect. The tension mounts his audience. The question is, what was his favorite color? You protest strongly, as his question is most unfair, whereupon the crowd burst into laughter. He smiles sheepishly as you realize you have been caught by what must have been one of his standard hoaxes. He is certainly quite a showman for a priest. All right then, Annalander, he starts. You are amazed. How did he know you were from Annaland? He asks his question. In Bigfoot's family are 6 sons. Okay, all right. 6 sons. Bigfoot is nearing the end of his life, and he wishes to divide his wealth exactly amongst his sons. He gives 5 gold pieces. Okay, hold on. Literally Baldur's Gate. Bro, this is bullshit. Okay, all right. So he has 6 sons. We have number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, with number 1 being the oldest. He gives 5 pieces to his second youngest, so number 5 gets 5. 13 to his eldest, so number 1 gets 13. 9 to the 4th youngest, which is number 4. Do you know how much the other sons receive and how many gold pieces he possesses in all? Think carefully about your answer. When you have decided, call out your answer and turn to the reference corresponding to that number. If you cannot answer his question, turn to 248. Okay, so he wishes to divide his wealth exactly among his sons. So he's already spent 26, and he's got 3 sons remaining. So he could very well... Couldn't he just have 26 remaining gold? So if he's already spent 26 on half of his children, and he wants to spend it exactly, wouldn't he just have 26 remaining? So wouldn't 26 plus 26 be 52? Let's go to 52 and find out. Okay, that was actually wrong. Oh shit, 301. Oh shit. Okay, I don't know how to solve this puzzle. I'm stupid. Do you know how much the other sons receive and how many gold pieces he possesses in all? How much the other sons receive. How does this answer? How does this answer result in a number? This is two questions. Do you know how much the other sons receive and how many gold pieces he possesses in all? That's two different questions. How does that result in one page number? What? Okay, I guess I don't know how to answer it. Let's go to 248. I might have to Google this one. Brothers and sisters, he shouts, we have a new convert to the god of malice. As you have agreed, you must now renounce your faith in Libra and worship slang. This means you will never again be able to call on the aid of Libra. You are now on your own in Kakabad for the rest of your adventure. After taking your vows, you may leave the chapel, lose 2 points, and go to 165. I do not want to go to 165. I want to continue. So we are going to fucking Google it. Sorcery, Khare, 301. No. This is about the game. Book. No, I can't find sorcery, Khare, slang. Stuck infinite loop in second game. Sorcery, Lord Mulas Riddle. No, I don't want the fucking game. I want the book. It just says spoiler. Damn you, game. Bro, fandom is a fucking waste of a website. Actually terrible. Okay, let's slang. Go to the slums, greet the inhabitants, and ignore the young man named Slang. He's a waste of your time. You can visit the Shrine of Slang if you wish to convert to him. Take the challenge and ask for the easy question to convert. The impossible question can't be answered unless you are. No, this is the fucking game. I want the book. Must solve a riddle to avoid death and gain a spell line. You meet a priest near the docks in Khare who offers you a test of slang as you choose between an easy and impossible question. No. I want the one from the book. Not from the fucking game. This is the problem. Everything is talking about the game. Literally everything is talking about the game, not the book. Okay, what about 301? The question is, Bigfoot has 6 sons. The answer to his question is 48. How is the answer 48? How is the answer 48? So he's already done... Wait. 13 plus 9 is 22, plus 5 is 27. Not 26. Shit. So, if I wanted to divide 3 sons, even amount of number, it would be 7. That's 21. That makes 48. Okay, so I'm stupid. Okay, all right, I'm stupid. That's the thing. I can't add 13 plus 9, apparently. Oh my god, okay. That was way too hard to find the answer of. But I did find a website that has all the answers. The priest cannot hide his disappointment. Apparently, the people of Khare are not trained in the science of mathematics as you were in Analand. As he has agreed, he will grant you one wish. You ask him what he knows of the spell to open the north gate of Khare. I am unable to tell you the spell in its entirety, he says, as only the first noble of Khare knows all 4 lines. But I can tell you one line, which is, I bid you portals open wide. Okay, this was a waste of my time. I know the answer. His audience is amazed at your wisdom, and they shout out their good wishes as you leave the chapel. Restore your luck to its initial value. Now turn to 165. I am not doing that. We are going to go to... Okay, so I guessed 412. Apparently it's not 412. So that's the final line. By Korga's grace and Forga's pride, so tumblers too sealed deep inside, one lock made with Golem's hide. Okay, so it's 421. It's 421. You recite the spell and wait. A tingle runs down your back as a creaking noise comes from the gate. But rather than seeing the gate open in front of you, you see a ghost-like puff. Yours has not been lost. Okay, what the fuck? Is it 412 then? It's neither? How is it neither? One, 2, 4? I guess I'm organizing it wrong. Bro, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. 1, 2, 4. It's a sulfur ghost. Fuck it, 142. It's a sulfur ghost. Okay, 214. Okay. With bated breath, you wait to see whether you have recited the spell correctly. You hear a creaking sound, which gets louder. Suspecting a trap, you look around, but there's nothing to fear. Instead, a crack of light appears down the center of the gate. Turn to 511. You have succeeded in opening the gate, and this part of your journey is almost over. Okay, so the actual answer is... So tumblers, 2 sealed deep inside, 1 lock made of Golem's hide. By Korga's grace and Forga's pride, open the gate. What? I feel like that doesn't make any sense. I feel like that doesn't make sense grammatically. I don't fucking know. All right, 511. Slowly, the gate opens in front of you. You have overcome the dangers of the deadly Cityport, and your journey is half over. Through the gate, you can see the vast expanse of the backlands laid before you. The Great Plains of Badobak are the next stage of your mission, and your experience so far will be invaluable in guiding you through the Lake Ilklala. What a name. You remember the words of the Sightmaster Sergeant as you left the outpost settlement. From Khare, you must cross the Backlands, which are unknown. It is said that day and night in the Backlands are controlled not by the sun, but by supernatural forces. From Khare onwards, your progress will be watched. The chinking of armor behind you snaps you out of your thoughts. The guards must be returning. Casting a final glance back at the city, you step through the gate. Ahead of you, dark clouds are heavy in the sky. You are now in the Backlands. Oh my god, Khare, where every doorway and alley may conceal sudden danger or unexpected help. This second episode in the Sorcery series is a self-contained adventure as a warrior relying on force of arms or a wizard trained in the spells given in the Sorcery spellbook. You must brave the terror of a city built to trap the unwary. You will need all of your wits about you to survive the unimaginable horrors ahead and to make sense of the clues which will lead to your success. At every step, the choice is yours. This was way harder. This was like Sen's Fortress. This was like, I want to be the guy. It felt like every step I made was the wrong one. And the only way to do it was to roll back time and, okay, well, if that didn't work, I guess I'll go the other way. This was hard. This was hard. That puzzle at the end where the answer was 48. Okay, that was on me. I guessed 46 or 52 or whatever it was. Kaizo ass book. Exactly, Howard. Anyway. Oh, man, that wore me out, dude. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sure it would have been very satisfying to have figured out those puzzles on my own. The dice one and the Bigfoot one. But those were rough. I'm going to be honest with you. Those were very rough. I had a good time still. I am still excited for the next book. I can't wait to see what maniacal horror he has cooked up for me. I'm sorry about all the technical difficulties. I have no idea why that happened. I think my computer is straight up just dying, everybody. Like, I was playing Slay the Spire last night, and I had to click cards twice in order to drag them. Like, I couldn't drag cards. I was trying to edit, and I played back my video in QuickTime or whatever it is that you play video after I exported it. I tried playing the video back to make sure everything was good, and it was frozen in the video player. In QuickTime Player, the video was frozen, and the audio was going, but the visual was bad. And so I had to click around, and it kept pausing because it couldn't load the video that was on my computer. It's not like I was buffering a download. It was my computer couldn't load a 1-hour video. So something is clearly wrong here. Something is going very badly. Hopefully, it doesn't hold us back from completing the series. Anyway, I got a bunch of raids today. I got, 3 raids or some shit like that? 2, 3? I got a bunch of people in here. I don't know if any of you stayed, but I'm very happy that you came to check it out. Thank you for coming to see my stream, and I hope you had a good time. If you want to see more of this, I'll be doing this in 2 days. I've decided I'm going to do the next book every other day. I might stream tomorrow, but whatever, man. Thanks for coming to hang out. Howard, thanks for chilling till the end. Bye, everybody.